finished.
But still, I mean, he had done a temple in 25 hours, and you said you were at 30. So I was just curious. But what's up, everybody? Back. Terrell is back after like feels like a month.
Probably
And
it's only been like 2 weeks, I think. It's all right.
I feel it's 3.
Has it been? I only missed the Memorial Day and then the first Zelda one. No, it's probably you're right. It's probably been like
But
Yeah,
anyway, you said you didn't play it much, but I saw you said showed 30 hours for you, so I was interested in getting your take on the game, what you've done, and how you feel about it for the time you did play. I know you haven't played it in a while, but you
so.
haven't
I
talked about
have
it whatsoever.
yeah. I've actually done a surprisingly good job avoiding spoilers. I think the only thing I've gotten pseudo spoiled with was just glancing at the chat and being like, oh fuck, and I hear something about like a temple or a cave, and I'm like, oh shit. I even tried to like listen to the podcast, like, no, y'all going a little bit too much into this. I want to indulge into it privately. But I'm still in the beginning area. I've spent a lot of time. I actually tried to do the whole pro hut thing. So currently I don't have any hut elements off, which screwed me in the beginning because with the I think it was an ultra hand where to like detach things.
Yeah,
I
that's the
was like
same thing
I was
happened to
like
me.
oh, did it? Where I was like, what the fuck do I do to do it?
I
And
thought I was
like,
gonna get that later.
I was like, let me cut this back on real quick just to see what I missed. I'm like, oh, I just shake the right stick. I'm so fucking
so
stupid.
I figured it out on accident. I was just kind of moving the stick around. I was like, oh, it came off.
I was like 20 hours into the game before I asked somebody. I was like, "When did you get the ability to detach?" They're like, "Oh, just shake the right stick." I was like, "Ah."
That would be terrible game design. You have to get a certain ability to detach things.
Because the first thing
That-
I put together was completely in the wrong spot, and I just had to make it work because I couldn't figure it out. But
So,
anyway, yeah. So you
um,
got to be off the Sky Island at 30 hours. That's
n-
retro
I,
death level.
nah, I'm not. I'm gonna be real with you.
What?
what?
I'm
That's got
not.
to be wrong. Then your hours can't be 30 hours if you.
I was very much like exploring and messing around with like, I tried to take this a completely different way I took Breath of the Wild. I just treated like another open world game, and then was just surprised by the little things that I wanted to take this, knowing how Breath of the Wild works. I was sitting there trying to create like mini houses and shit. I was doing too much realistically, and then I realized, oh fuck, I don't really have time to get into this like I want to. I got too many other things distracting me. So that's when I resolved myself to finish some games,
You didn't
which is
jump
why.
down to Hyrule then?
Nah, I haven't done any of
There's
that
no
yet.
way. There's no
There's no
way.
way you're 30 hours in.
That's got to be wrong then.
I wasn't progressing. I was on some. I promise you,
Retro
I was
Death
fuck.
couldn't even do 30 hours in the Sky Island. There's no
Hold
way
on
you
now.
did.
Hold on.
I was just fucking about. I apologize. Listen, I don't do that often in games. Okay.
But still,
I
that's a
think
lot. Like within a week, I mean, you had to play like 5 hours a day. I wonder if
it wasn't that bad.
I
I know
wonder
it
if
wasn't.
it's just showing wrong. Do you check yours? Does it say
Hold
30?
on. Let me see.
Maybe I just missed saw was looking at somebody else's, but
Let me see.
because I can't, because I'm only 80 hours in, and that's you're less than, I mean, about a third of what I've done, and I'm like, I've gone so many places and done so much stuff.
No, it says 30 hours for me.
That can't be.
Yeah, it says 30 hours for me, and I promise you.
That's
I
crazy.
didn't pay attention. I didn't even pay attention to the hours. When
Did you leave
said
the
it,
game on? Like maybe you left the game running or something, and it counted.
I'm trying to think.
If retro, you
Not.
just get here because Terrell says Switch shows he has 30 hours. He didn't even get off the Great Sky Island yet, so that's like
I don't
you
think
got the
I've.
4 abilities.
No, I think I have
Yeah,
like.
that's got to be. You must have left it somehow. It
If I left
counted.
it on, I don't remember leaving it on, but that could easily have been the case.
There's no way you have 30 hours if
No.
that's all you've done.
The point is I haven't done a lot, and I need to do more. But next week I'm off because my birthday is next week, so I will have free time. Damn it! So that might be my
Yeah, that's
Zelda focus.
that has
Now
to
that
be
I
in
gotta.
there. I bet if you don't even have the fourth temple, I bet you're maximum 5 hours.
Yeah, I got. Now that I got some games off my back, I can
What'd
kind
you
of
finish?
focus. RE4 is done. Fire Emblem Engage is done. I'm like in the last part of the Xenoblade DLC. Those were like the only, and then Elden Ring. I'm like near what people consider the halfway point with it's the fire giant fight. That's where I'm at.
Is the
So
Erd tree on fire yet?
no,
Oh yeah.
because I haven't beaten the giant yet. I haven't beaten the giant yet because apparently I'm under leveled and I didn't realize it.
You can't
So
be under level, dude.
They told the recommended level is 100, a level 110.
Dude,
I
finished.
and I'm at like 94.
I don't.
And they said you need to be at level 110. I said fuck. So
Where's the fire giant at?
the fire giant is like right. It's like right there where the tree. It's like right there where you can see like the top of the tree. Like the tree feels super close.
So you went to the capital already?
Yeah, I went to the capital. I haven't.
That area to me felt like almost the size of Bloodborne at times. Like I spent a lot
it's
of
huge.
time there.
It's fucking huge. There's a couple like caves and stuff.
It goes down hundreds of meters. There's a boss fight down there. It's,
what she said.
But
is there?
It's just a huge area.
All right,
it's a huge area. But anyway,
he mumbled it like I didn't hear him. Like, oh, you slick, bro.
I started Sekiro, and
how's that?
My L1 button's gonna get wore out. It's just a counter system. I mean, you can either kind of dodge, but you have to just try to time counter. It's almost like having to do witch time every attack.
I've heard weird. I heard that one's the most controversial of the like Souls.
I don't mind it so far, but it's definitely a weird combat system. But and you know, like, it's not like they're like known for like their technical prowess. The game definitely looks like early PS4 to me. I don't know, if it's just because even from playing Tears of the Kingdom, I boot that game up and I was like, ugh, like this looks a little.
Excuse me, early PS4. What's that game? Shadowfall. What is that?
That looks good.
Killzone.
Crap game.
Killzone Shadowfall. That's an early PS4 game. That looks pretty good.
It does. We got.
Not speaking to the quality of the game itself, but it looks good.
like Rise looked pretty good.
That's true.
Oh, what's up to Pearly21? Thanks for joining. Lenny's here. We got Grudo Gamer, Retro Death, and Lenny. I already said Lenny, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're trying not to just talk everybody I listen to calls it Breath of the Wild. Even like Kit and Krista, couple of like Nintendo Life. They're not Nintendo Life. Somebody else was just going off the cuff, and they kept calling it Breath of the Wild too. Not two, but as well. Also. And it's just hard to shake. But it doesn't really feel like it when I'm playing it. It's crazy. I spent like the last 3 play sessions in the Hitano Village area. In the depths and in the sky, and
I just noticed the thumbnail.
Yeah, I threw that together.
I don't know why my brain thought. I thought Juice had like put himself next to Kojima for a second. I was like, wait a minute. There's no knife where it's in his heart like it should be. No, I'm not gonna.
He's just get a room at this point, man. What is this guy doing?
Listen, they're very listen. It's LGBTQA plus community month. All right. Let them express their man love.
And I think Death Stranding's coming to Mac. There you go, T. I think I saw that today. Death Stranding's coming to Mac. It's like, why?
Really?
Why?
Now I can walk with the Apple logo in the back.
Yeah, it's like, why even put it on Mac at this point? Like, what's the big deal? I mean, if somebody wants to play Death Stranding on it, they
would have played it. Even the Mac owners.
Yeah.
We're not waiting for the Mac version. Come on.
But
yeah, it's just weird.
Other than that, I did want to start with something. T, did you ever watch the Mario movie?
Nope.
Wait,
you can buy it on.
I'm gonna buy it now, but
on video on demand. But I think
it's gonna be my first theater movie now. My theater downstairs.
Ooh,
so that's that plan.
Could be fancy.
One of the reaction channels that I don't watch that often, but she every once in a while she does movies, and she did a reaction to it, and I wasn't intentionally gonna watch it, but I think I started autoplaying, and I was like, whatever, I'll watch it. And she's not like a diehard Nintendo fan, because she was like, I mean, she's a Mario Kart person, but hasn't played that much. And watching the reaction, and of course it cuts out a lot of the movie, but it's still the movie parts she kept in were the parts that I felt like the least favorable about. And seeing the reaction, her reaction cut the way it was cut, just reminded me like of all the things I didn't like. And I'm like, usually watch somebody react to something usually makes me more excited or like something more. And even though she loved the movie, I just did not have a good feeling about it. I mean, I saw the movie and the audio situation was bad at the theater because I was sitting right behind a speaker getting my eardrums blown out. But watching that reaction, I was just like, man, that was not good. Like, obviously it cut. It was like a 30-minute reaction to an hour and 30-minute movie. But the whole Bowser singing Peaches,
Well,
that shit was just cringe. And
the reaction to my pre-reaction kind of made me not want to see it.
Oh
but,
my
like
God.
literally, I've watched reactions where I'm like, man, I didn't really think that movie was great, but watching this person fall in love with this movie made me appreciate it. And then I rewatch it, like, and it kind of, it's almost like when you're in a group and they're talking positive, it can get you excited about something. And if you're in a group and everybody's talking negative, it can make you think negatively about something.
Yeah.
Same with like Man of Steel.
Well,
Talk,
I go ahead.
I was gonna say you and Red Knight talked me into like giving that movie another chance, but if I talked to it with the other guy that didn't like it, we're just like convinced it was garbage,
Mm.
So anyway, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, I'm just gonna clarify what I meant by that, because we had talked before the movie came out. We were in the chat and whatnot, talking about, the fact that I wish it would have had more story, and that was kind of one of the things everybody was saying coming out of that movie, like they wish they would have did more with the story elements and whatnot. And I got less enthusiastic about going to see it because I got a lot of backlash in our chat talking about the story and how I wish we would have done that more. So I don't know. I had planned on seeing it a couple of weeks in a row. I had planned on which is what we're doing on Sunday, blah blah blah, and it just never materialized. I said we're so close to it just being on demand or whatnot.
I don't know if it has a release date for physical media, but you've been
I know-
able to buy it for like 2-3
Yeah, I've seen
weeks
people.
now.
I've seen people. Someone did like a
Yeah, I know.
hilarious. Did you see that hilarious video they did on Twitter where the guy
No.
was maniacally laughing with the Mario Blu-ray disc and then inserted it into his PS5? like it's like unclean. It's like
He had the movie.
Huh? Yeah, he had the physical copy of the movie.
Damn, they didn't even announce a release date for it yet.
That's what people have been saying. Like it hasn't been announced, but people were getting their hands on it.
Well,
And someone was like, "I'm about to fuck the whole game up," and they stuck it in the PS5.
that's funny.
But
So,
I'm sorry,
like,
but yeah, it cracked me up.
I'm honestly at this point, after I seen it, I was hoping it was just a bad theater experience, kind of brought it down. But watching some of the highlights or the lowlights, in my opinion, some of the things I didn't like reminded, like the song montages, like with the pop songs, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I hate
Oh,
this
and then
shit.
it also became like political
Oh yeah,
somehow. It was like,
Wait,
oh,
what?
yeah. So
it's
going
doing
to see
so well because
Mario-
it's anti-woke,
right, it's anti-woke and
that.
anti-Disney, and so
even though Princess
this is
Peach was kind
this is
of
showing.
borderline
Yeah,
woke
they forgot all
character.
about that because they were crying about that. Those
Yeah.
same dudes were crying about Princess Peach being woke, but the minute it looks like, oh, we can jump on this and claim victory.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is against Disney. This is against Disney wokeness. So all that stuff just kind of hit me at once, and I just lost enthusiasm for going to see it. So. And it has nothing. None of those things I mentioned actually have anything to do with the movie itself.
I hope you watch it and you're just grinning ear to ear the whole time.
I'm sure I
honestly,
will
that's
be.
what I was hoping for. Even hearing people's,
none of my kids weren't as enthusiastic as I thought they would be, and that kind of I felt like I was kind of dragging them to it. So I don't know. I just didn't have the motivation to go see it. I wasn't gonna go watch it by myself. So.
And it's like. I know somebody, I don't remember who it was. I'm like, man, it'd be nice to have a little bit of setup between why Bowser has a crush on Peach. It's for people, especially for people who don't know, like who didn't play Odyssey and didn't play some of the Mario games. Somebody just going in, and I was like, someone's like, oh, I know exactly why Bowser's in love with Peach. Well, I don't need this movie to tell me that. I'm like, I'm not looking at it from my knowledge perspective. I'm looking at it from somebody
For
who's
building
going
a
in,
world for somebody who
somebody
doesn't know
who's
these
going into
things.
the movie without knowing the games. Like just objectively looking at it from somebody else's perspective. And I said, yeah, it would have made more sense to have a scene of them, some reason for him to have this crush on her, instead of it just being there because that's the way it always was. Well, it wasn't always that way, but I don't remember the first game where it was he just kidnapped her because he had a crush on her. I don't know. I don't think it was Odyssey was the first one, but that one was definitely
Odyssey was
took
the
it to
one
the
that made it
next
the most
level
obvious. Yeah, they made it the most obvious, but like I don't think I
because
don't
of
know.
the
Nintendo never really cared about that much in general. I think like it was one of those things. If you read the instruction manual, you'd be like, oh,
Right.
but it's not like the game's never really made any big deal out of it.
well, and Retro just
Yeah,
pointed
like
out
Birdo being
something.
transgendered.
Retro pointed
Yeah,
out
but
something that, for the wrong reasons, gave me another example of they made it a joke for the movie that this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna marry the princess, and it's like ha ha ha, that's funny, but you turn something like that into a joke instead of it being basically that's his whole crush on Peach was just for jokes. There was no other purpose for it. It was only there for jokes, and that's the kind of stuff that I don't really care much for. It's like I need more than don't just turn this into a joke. It felt very MCU-y, if that's a term. I think I just came up with.
MCU,
MCU-y.
we're tiny, we're toony,
Huey and Louie.
But so honestly, if it comes to or a Peacock, I'll watch it for free and judge it from there. I have no intentions of paying anywhere near full price for the physical release. Like I'm thinking, like I'd probably thinking $15 or $10 based on.
Well, I want the physical if there's going to be like behind the scenes and
Who knows? I know
commentaries and stuff like that.
and then the other kick to the nuts for me is they cheaped out on the. It's a shorter movie, but they made sure it fit on a single layer or whatever 50 gig disc for 4K movies. That's like that's the cheap way out where you have to compress everything, and it has I wouldn't say subpar, but average audio quality and sound and picture quality. And I'm like, this should have been. Well, the movie was only finished in 2K. It wasn't do a full CG movie in 4K would have been too expensive and took forever. I don't blame them for that, but to like shrink it down, compress it down to do a single layer, whatever the 50 gig, because the movie's like 40.
Why
gigs.
would it have taken forever?
Just the rendering time from 2K to 4K.
Well, yeah, rendering, but
yeah,
who gives a shit? At that point, you're done with the movie. Render it out, and whenever it spits
well,
out,
when
it
they
spits
render
out.
the visual effects, like as they do those, it just takes up so much more time and space on their files and stuff.
Oh, I know. I mean, like I've done animation renders. I know it can be, especially.
But even like major, like I'm thinking even Avatar did 2K. I don't think they did 4K.
Yeah,
that's just standard. But you can still like the Batman is on 100 gig disc, and like it's the same quote unquote audio track, but it's a bigger file size, so it plays at a higher bit rate. And multiple reviewers said, yeah, the even though it's technically the same soundtrack, it does play at a higher bit rate and does have better audio quality on the 4K version. And that's what I was kind of hoping for, but all signs are pointing to very Nintendo-like, and it probably wasn't even on them, shrinking it down to get it on the smallest size disc they could get, so it's like 40 gigs or something. Most movies are 80 to 100 gigs. Yeah, most movies are 2 hours, but either way, it was just one little final thing. I was like, God damn it. I wanted...
There's that word, hating. Mm-hmm. that word is so overused. It means nothing anymore, Retro. It means nothing.
Oh, God.
Because when you just critiquing something is called hating, then...
Either way,
what can you do? What can you do?
It's more of a critique, if anything.
That was just stating factual information. Just about
Well,
the
that
tech
was.
specs. But yeah, it's
Who has
just
time for facts when you can say everything you love?
What? What? You fucking savage, bro. I almost wish the screen went white. I wish you went.
I'm trying to think of a movie
Shit.
like I was totally not excited about after seeing, and then finally at some point I watched it maybe the third time, and I finally was like, all right, I can appreciate this. I know it happened. I just can't think of the specific movie.
I don't watch.
I'm just
the same
hoping
movie.
for this to happen for this movie because it has happened in the past. But I've watched movies.
Hold on, I haven't seen it. What did I say negative about the movie? What did I say about the movie that's not factual? What did I say?
You just said you heard it didn't have a lot of people were
Right,
saying it didn't
from a
have
lot of
story.
reviewers. That's it. I didn't say the movie sucked or any of that shit. Man, you just gotta let stuff go sometimes, right? God damn.
I'm gonna watch it when it hits Peacock or whatever service it hits first. I guess Max got Avatar
Max get it?
somehow. Max is getting Avatar as
How did Max get Avatar?
Unless my buddy was wrong. He says Avatar Way of the Water is coming to Max. I know it's announced for Disney Plus in a couple days.
Yeah.
On Wednesday it comes out on Disney Plus. But he messaged me and said it's coming to Max. So I don't know if that's true or not. But whatever service, I'll definitely watch it because I've watched multiple movies that way. I watched Puss in Boots. I watched Megan. The Gentleman, which was actually Robert gave me the code to that, but still digital streaming. And I've been really impressed with some of the newer movies streaming quality. A couple years ago it was shit, but like I don't know if I watched one. Yeah, Paramount. I watched a little bit of Top Gun Maverick just to check the quality. It looked pretty damn close to the damn 4K disc. So they've come a long way. So I'm looking forward to seeing it again, and hopefully I can get over the use of the licensed music during the montage segments and just
because that didn't bother me.
But when I watched that reaction and was reminded of those scenes, I was like, God damn it. I hate that stuff. Like AC/DC when they're doing the Mario Kart, when they're picking their stuff for their carts and you hear Thunderstruck intro and it's just like
Thunderstruck.
I love Thunderstruck and it gets me going, but I just don't need it.
I think that was the least offensive.
That one's probably the least offensive, like you said.
Overused though. That song is so
it felt so lazy. I Need a Hero, like how many movies have used that? It's just,
that one I think the only one that really bothers me is the Take on Me one. And even
that seems,
one doesn't.
I love
that one only bothered me. It only
like,
bothered me once I went back and listened to the DK track that was supposed to be there, and I'm like, gosh.
Take on Me is
should
like
have had a scene where a bunch of toads were falling from the sky and it's raining.
Anyway, we'll move on.
That's all it would have needed.
I mean, the only thing it didn't have was a singing, dancing scene during the credits. I'm surprised it didn't, to be honest.
Because it's not really a musical.
But a lot of animated
movies
movies
stop
do that
a lot of
shit
animated
all the time.
movies from
Shrek
doing that though.
Did it every time.
Shrek to me made
They want to leave you with a good feeling. They want to leave you with a good feeling.
Yeah, because then you feel like, oh man,
I just
that was such a good movie because you walk out and it's such a good time.
There's nothing wrong, and that's a good psychological tactic. I think
it is.
It works. Even Adam Sandler tried to do that shit. And fucking what was that movie? The twin movie. Oh God.
Is it Jack and Jill?
Jack and Jill. What the fuck? Get that shit out of here, bro. That shit isn't working. This movie was trash.
Visor, what do you think of Puss in Boots? Because I watched that same person react to that Puss in Boots, and it was like, yes, I love this movie. It confirmed with me how much I love that movie.
Don't be in a hurry for Cocaine Bear. I'll just say that disappointing as a mother.
It's on Peacock, I believe.
Yeah, it disappointed me. It should have been crazier with that premise. Cocaine Bear. I mean,
when I saw who directed it,
I
was less excited.
By the numbers.
It's fucking.
Who directed it?
Catherine Bell or what? Not was it Catherine?
No, it's
not Catherine Bell.
Blonde chick.
I was getting her confused with Catherine Bell. She directed like Pitch Perfect 3.
Pitch Perfect. Yeah, she was Rita Repulsa in the newest.
She
What's her name?
I can't think of her damn name.
The newest.
She's an attractive woman. For she was
gorgeous.
in Hunger Games. I know. I just can't.
She was a crazy freakish girl in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
She was in Spider-Man 2 or 1 and 2.
She's been in everything. I can't remember her freaking name, but yeah.
Yeah, so
I wanted to say Leslie, but that's not.
Because she did the Charlie's Angels recent movie too, and got just.
Oh yeah.
What'd she say? Something about tried to make it men don't want to see women like be kick-ass or some shit. And
we're doing that. I want to do
men
that.
love seeing sexy kick-ass women. What the fuck you
talking all the time?
Don't.
The Bride. Hello.
But anyway. So
Charlize Theron, who don't want to see her kicking ass in movies? I do.
I watched The Devil's Advocate recently, and man, she was attractive with that curly hair, the southern accent. My God,
she was a little rounder than her cheeks were a little rounder.
But I liked it.
I liked it.
Same with Scarlett Johansson in Lost in Translation. Okay. She had a little belly, a little rounder face. I was like, man, she looks good.
I liked her then.
But yeah, so when's the Xbox showcase? That next week?
It's Sunday.
Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah. So Jeff Keighley's Summerfest tease looked like it had a little Senua from Hellblade 2 in the teaser video. And I'm like, they're not going to show it in Summerfest and then show it in fucking Xbox. Maybe they'll have a little tease, but...
And tell you to go look at the Xbox showcase to see more.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I'm looking at this.
I didn't even watch it last year. I don't remember I don't know what the format is. I don't know what it is. Is it just is it just going to be him standing there and saying world premiere, world premiere, world premiere? Just like
it's a bunch of different. It's different like mini streams throughout the course of like 3 days. So,
what was the one where they announced The Last was Part 1 last year? Wasn't that Summer Game Fest?
Last was
because that had like a 15-minute dick sucking about The Last of Us on stage, and it's like, I believe that was like a game fest.
Yeah, that was it. So the beginning of it is June 8th at 3:00 Eastern Standard Time. This is where Jeff does his hosting and cross industry showcase. Then there's another thing that same day at 5:00 from indie games coming from I Am 8-Bit and Double Fine, and then an hour later, there's a Devolver Digital event. And then we go into the next day. I don't know this Tribeca's official selections. I have no idea what that is. And then after that, more indie games on June 10th. And then, oh my God, pretty much nothing of value until Xbox, realistically. Okay. Like Xbox on 1:00 Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, and then the PC gaming show like 3 hours later.
Isn't Starfield Direct same day?
Yeah, it is, but they don't separate it. They just kind of put them together. So I'm imagining like the Xbox thing is. I'm hoping it's not long. I'm hoping it's like an hour to 2 hours maybe, and then maybe Starfield's like an hour in itself. Although it depends on how much of Starfield we get. And then it has all their partners on here, but like there's not a lot going on here. The only thing people are really gonna care about is the Xbox.
So apparently Apple put out some kind of VR or augmented reality. $3,500? Jesus.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, when I saw that earlier, I was like, "Fuck you."
Apparently, someone was telling me, or Sandstorm said it was like Ready Player One's like down, like in the realm of possibility.
It looks badass, but goddamn, that's a lot of money.
I don't know.
It's not gonna be expensive with Apple. That's just gonna be expensive.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to invest that kind of money for somebody to care about.
I want to find that.
I do care about it, but I don't know if I want to spend that much money on this.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's an investment.
I want to find that tease for the Summer Game Fest because it.
Let me see.
I thought it was on Twitter, but I won't find it.
Is it not on like YouTube or anything?
Let's look. Because I know I was at work. I wasn't really like closely watching it, but I'm just curious.
I didn't give any type of a fuck. I'm gonna be real about it.
Yeah, I'm not too excited, and I guess we never really talked about E3
What, it not
being
being a
canceled and
thing?
stuff. I don't know that we ever
Did we? Probably not.
Yeah, the tease is on it's under the Game Awards YouTube channel, but here it is. Summer Game Fest streaming live this Thursday. And the tease has
All of a sudden, Jeff Keighley's demand.
It is time. Time to wake up to a new reality.
the only man because we have nothing else.
That's right.
We have like a little
E3 and they've been flopping so much the last few years. Can't get their shit together.
Tell me you've got a plan.
But E3 is probably dead forever, so who gives a fuck?
Yeah, there's not a lot going on here.
Ooh, did we see this 3 years ago?
Yes.
Hellblade? Wait, is that Street Channel 5? What the fuck was that?
I don't know what that is. I've seen pictures of that and I still don't know what it's from.
I know they're supposed to bring that back. Was that it?
I love that phone parties in here, even though that game's already
Oh,
canceled.
Foam Star. Okay. I'm glad you brought up Foam Stars because I heard the most ridiculous fucking take of all time.
Go for it.
I think it was definitely IGN. I don't know if it was their PlayStation podcast, Beyond. I guess it's probably what it was.
Yeah.
There's this fucking guy on there talking about because they first of all they were all trying to make it seem like a better thing than it was, but they were mostly fair. But this one guy was like, "Oh, it was a 5 until I saw Foam Stars." Fuck out of here, bruh. He gave it a 9. He went from a 5 to a 9 because he saw Foam Stars, and it was like everybody looked at him sideways, like, "What? Like, what are you talking about?" And then he was like, "Well, you know, I always wanted to get into Splatoon, but I don't have a Switch." Fuck you, bro.
That's, you know what makes it worse?
Oh, get out of here.
He says all that good shit, and then the game got canceled like as soon as the presentation was over.
It's canceled?
Apparently,
well, they sure was in this.
That's why I was confused about because Square was
reacting to the backlash.
No, Square was
backlash, but
hold on, I'll go get the
article. I thought it looked actually like they made some cool additions to the Splatoon formula. I mean, I don't know that was gonna be a good game,
but
I liked some of the stuff they looked.
My problem was that, bitch, we've had Splatoon all this time.
Mm-hmm.
Switch is the most popular console on the planet. You couldn't have gotten a Switch at this point.
That's like people saying they're excited for a sequel and then they didn't play the other game.
Exactly. I thought of that same thing when he said that. I was like, get out of here. If you want to play Splatoon, you get a Switch and play Splatoon.
It's like the Crash.
Is there a Crash dodgeball game?
You pay $5 for a PS5. You can get a Switch in this time frame? Come on.
I like the art style of this game too, even though this is CG, the real game doesn't look like this.
It's trying really hard to be like a human version of a squid girl. Like that is so like what would I do?
But gameplay wise, I thought they made it look like some cool. And what's this Aloy?
It looked interesting.
Hold on.
Hi-Fi Rush is pretty fucking good. That's a good game.
I still need to get. I've just been busy with so many.
You have to play Hi-Fi Rush yet?
Nah, I haven't had a chance to.
I thought they were gonna announce a physical copy, but I think they're teasing DLC. I'm like, bitch, announce a physical copy. That'll excite me.
They do need to do that actually.
That game needs to be on a disc.
So I'm surprised they didn't. I'm surprised they didn't offer it initially. It makes no sense.
If that's like maybe there's gonna be some surprises, I'm sure, but there's just nothing. Alan Wake 2, I think, is gonna be like the main. That Mortal Kombat 1, I guess, probably be like the big new games.
Stupid name. It's like Xbox One.
Well, no, it's a reboot. They're rebooting.
Yeah, I know what they're doing. It's just a stupid name. Because what are you gonna call the next one? Mortal Kombat 2 TWO? Well. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Yes.
I don't know, man. E3 had been disappointing over the years, but this is not a replacement for it. That's for sure.
No. No, and I guess we're talking E3 now, right?
Or not E3.
Or not either. The fact that we don't have E3. Like, I never understood this. I kind of understood it, but I never really understood this disdain for E3 from a lot of YouTubers, uh, especially like what do you call it, journalistic YouTubers, especially. It's like because they don't seem to understand that if you don't have an E3 and nobody's there talking about stuff, you can't sit your ass at home and talk about stuff either. Like, even if you don't want to go, which I get, you don't want to. I don't get it. I don't get it because I always want to go to an event if I can. Because it's super fucking lazy just to sit back and report other people's news. That shit is lame to me,
That's
especially when you're
YouTube.
supposed to be a YouTube gaming channel. But the event doesn't exist. No, there's nothing cooler about a company dropping a game announcement here or there. The cool thing is having an event where we can sit back and talk about these things and en masse, and not just some Twitter drop. That's not as fun. That's not as cool as E3 is. So I just don't get that inclination for these guys not to want it. Other than the fact that they like being lazy. I don't like when outlets like report on articles that are locked behind a paywall. You know what I mean? Like there's a New York Times thing, and this New York Times article says this, and the guy just fucking says the whole. I'm like, that's kind of stealing. That's kind of fucked up. It's hard enough for these newspapers, to exist at all at this point. So they do these things so they can still make money. And when people report the news that's behind their paywall to millions of people, sometimes that's kind of fucked up. And it's it kind of begs to this new way of journalism that we have, and not just the world at large, but just gaming, specifically for us. And it's just like I don't like that shit at all. It's just lazy. You got one job, do it. I mean, what the fuck, man? It drives me insane.
Yeah, I mean, there was some cringe E3s over the years, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially
When we talk about those, we love that shit.
Especially
we
Square
love
a couple years ago, and
Yeah.
then Ubisoft a couple years ago after they had a good one the year before. It was just absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, how many?
I
how
get
many
why
Splinter
companies don't
Cells
want to
are-
do it.
How many? Not Splinter Cells. What are they? The Rainbow Six games did they show one year? It's like Jesus. If you
Oh,
don't
man.
have anything, don't show it. But I feel like some of these companies felt forced to have to show something and put something together, whether it was worthwhile or not. Like, remember EA? And they had that dude come on. He completely fudged his lines. He was like an influencer.
That shit was the best.
Oh, he's on,
I feel like that
But
was
you know
Jesse.
what? That shit
Yeah.
made E3 memorable
Yeah,
for me. That,
yeah.
You know that. But I understand why companies don't want to do it. First of all, it's expensive, and they can't control the narrative. But I can't speak from their perspective. I'm talking about from our perspective, the gamers' perspective, the YouTubers' perspective. You don't want that. You don't want a company to have complete control of everything, because shit you'll just get milk toast, gaming, on top of the fact that they don't have to worry about how we feel about things. If they control the entire narrative, it's bad enough that they're going to be controlling the what do you call it, the distribution. They're going to control the complete distribution of their games, because of eventually there's going to be no physical shit anymore, right? That's going to happen. You don't want that as a gamer. Yes, it's convenient, but you want to be able to put pressure on them. It's like, I will wait till the game's used.
Mm-hmm.
If it's going to be trash, I'll wait for, that kind of stuff to happen, because I won't. I'm not forced to buy their game, like, you're not forced anyway, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want these guys to have complete control of these things. You don't want them to have complete control of distribution, and you don't want them to have the complete control of the narrative, because they're just going to give you corporate bullshit. Like,
Unless
you
they're
don't
Phil
want that.
Spencer, then he'll just tell you straight up. And
Well, yeah. He he was feeling a certain way that day,
Yeah.
so
So, I mean, you don't have to go on stage and have people in the audience to still have like what Microsoft's doing. Put Sony's showcase the same day or next day. Nintendo have a direct lined up. I mean, you could do something like that, but I mean,
do what Nintendo has been doing, which is they've had the digital direct, they've had but but they still had an E3 present. They had booths and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. People complain.
Yeah.
What is wrong with that? Why is that a bad thing? You can still have your closed off presentation where you don't have flubs and people, embarrassing your company, playing air drums with Wii Music or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
You can still have your control thing, but still have your presence at this, event where people could get hands on, and that's the stuff that these outlets can talk about. The hands on, well, how it feel to play.
The Stampedes for Breath of the Wild.
Right, that is a cool thing.
Imagine if like Steam Deck or somebody or the Asus or something was there, like, and people could get hands on before it came out. Obviously, it's just like it sucks, but at the same time, I never went to one, so I can't quite speak to it. But I guess it was pretty chaotic, lots of waiting around, lots of cramped spaces, got smelly BO after a while. I can understand, but it does suck to not have the excitement to take a couple days to a week off from work and just focus solely on E3 and our coverage. Remember, we did the predicting the Xbox and predicting the third parties, predicting Sony, predicting Nintendo. That was fun. That's gone, and it kind of sucks. But it's almost like you're muted. It's almost like becoming an adult. It's just, and you realize life, you got to work for it. You got to support yourself and stuff. And it's like, it's not as fun as when you were a kid. Or Christmas, when Christmas was fun. And then there's that one year where the switch goes off and it's no longer exciting.
I mean, I've only been to PAX, so I haven't been to E3. But, PAX is E3-like, where you have big booths and people doing things. But yeah, people complain, like a lot of these YouTubers, journalism YouTubers, complain about, I got to go and I got to pack all this equipment. And yeah, you do. That's part of it. That should be fun. It's supposed to be fun for you. That's if you care about this job, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, I don't get it. It's like
they don't like their job, man.
I guess not. Maybe you just don't like your job. If you don't, I like going out there and talking to fucking people and throwing the Mrs. T doll in their face and having them interview. That's fun. That's cool to me. Like, what? Like, do you need to do that? No, but that's a good thing to bring to people. That's one of my favorite things about going to PAX.
What would have been like show-stopping announcement, first hands-on impression, or first hands-on opportunity for people is everybody 1-2 switch. That could have been a showstopper.
Okay. Okay.
So
let's
we
see what
haven't
we're
got a
doing
trailer
here.
for that game yet, bro.
Apparently it's a Jackbox style game where people play on their cell phones a lot. It sounds like it's gonna be more trivia,
be very different from the first one.
It's not going to be about HD Rumble if you're going to be using your cell phone.
What is that? HD Rumble? I never heard of such things.
So apparently somebody said like a year ago this game was done and it had a horse and people were like, that's just bullshit. And here it is.
Yep, exactly how they described it.
You forgot the other part of the rumor. The other part is that when it was play tested, it play tested horribly.
Yeah.
It was so bad. People were what was it? There was like a game where you had to like yeah, it play tested so people were bored.
You think they did anything else to it, or they just said fuck it, we got the hype of Zelda, we're gonna put it out?
It's weird because it's $30, so they made
so Super Mario 3D All Stars discontinued, but this fucking game will be on this fucking eShop forever.
I hate that pissed you off as much as it did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
You're like, what the fuck?
I was talking to Clocked and Robert, and Clocked was saying how much of I don't want to misquote him, but basically how little content there is in the Nintendo Switch Sports. He says it looks great and the games that are there are fun, but it should have been more. And I was like, that's exactly what I was saying when it first announced it. Like, after that Direct, I was the first one made a video, said Nintendo don't have confidence in this IP. They only have, at the time, 6 games, 3 of which are kind of similar. It's $40. Like, they don't even have it finished. They're putting it out without the golf. I was like, this doesn't scream of like we're following up the two of our biggest selling games of all time with a third entry.
They
And-
advertise the shit out of it. I'll tell you that though. I used
But
to see that fucking commercial
compared
all
to
the time.
the whatever this is gonna be, like I said that Nintendo Switch Sports didn't seem like it had. They put a lot of effort into it. I can't remember exactly how I phrased it. It was an expression. I wasn't being literal, like they didn't put any work into it. But I was like, to me, it looked like a game. Maybe it was in development for about a year and then launched, and then they had 3-4 months before the golf came out. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe they worked on it for 2 years. I don't know. It just didn't look like it was like a big team that put like a lot of effort into it. That's just what it looked like to me. But I'm guessing compared to this everybody want to Switch, it's going to look like Tears of the Kingdom in comparison, because I'm expecting this to be like We Play, but maybe even worse. We Play U, worse than that.
I completely thought of We Play, and that game doesn't get enough hate as far as I'm concerned. Because that game, it was doubly trash because it was a trash game. But then they put the fucking Wii remotes in there, which were on a shortage at the time, to force you to buy that garbage ass game.
To pay extra $10.
They know, that's why it sold what it sold. People may not remember now, but the Wii Play sold as much as it did because there were no extra Joy-Cons in stores.
Joy-Cons?
There was a shortage. Not Joy-Cons, you know.
Wii Remote.
Wii remotes.
Wii-Cons. Damn, it was Wii-Cons.
It's funny how
people forget that shit.
That got forgotten, but Robert loved to point out how, and Sony did, they forced you to buy Forbidden West because it was the only PS5 option available for months. And now you can get the regulars without the game. But for months and months, that was the only option. If you wanted a PS5, you had to buy the Forbidden West bundle. Now, I think it was $5.50, so you saved, quote, $20 if you bought the system separately in the game. But it's like, I mean, that's.
Well, you not have confidence in the game. It's a great game. You have confidence in the game to let it sell on its own.
But at the same time, it's like, was that their strategy just to try to boost sales for Horizon? Probably. But
Probably.
if you're gonna buy a PS5, like at that point, you'd be crazy not to buy Forbidden West. I mean, in my opinion,
what else you gonna buy?
There wasn't a
what
lot of options, but it did force you. Like, you might have already had the PS4 version, so it would kind of suck in that regard.
Well, if you want the extra, no, that one was free upgrade, wasn't it?
Yeah,
well, because there was an uproar about it.
Free upgrade. So either way, what's up, Sandstorm?
What up? Sick.
Hey, man.
You're sick?
What's up, man?
Yeah, you can't hear it.
A little bit.
What? Where do you live? What state? What state are you in?
Give me
one that always waves to you. The one that's got the Buddha palm.
Michigan. See his
Michigan.
sweatshirt there?
I was asking because we got hit with an Arctic blast recently out of nowhere, and a lot of people got sick around here. So I was wondering.
Oh, we got hit with a 90-degree blast of hot air.
Yeah.
Oh, you went the opposite way.
Mm-hmm. Hasn't rained in 3 weeks. My grass is yellow.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, we had the heat, and then we just got hit with like an Arctic blast and shit. It got cold, and everybody got sick. So that's why I was wondering.
Yeah, Sandstorm's like 3 hours, if even that, maybe 2 hours for me.
Yeah.
For some reason, we haven't like met up yet. We were gonna go see Mario, and then I think we are gonna do Avatar maybe, but just didn't.
Let's hang out, man.
It's gonna happen.
Let's be friends.
I would have asked you what you were doing the week I was in your city, but I also had my wife, and I knew that was an absolute no.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She didn't want to meet your friend.
You're gonna go link up with your YouTube buddies?
Yeah. Like,
she didn't want to meet your internet friend.
I was like, hey, Juice lives here, and she's like, oh, okay.
What kind of name is Juice?
I don't know, dude.
Like, you told him his first name, Terminator.
Or even for 10 minutes, just say hey.
You want to hang out with my boy Terminator, bro?
I met Retro with his girl, kinda. She came at the end, but.
But anyway, Xbox. I saw Muhammad was here earlier. He's counting the minutes. There's a lot of, we said it before. There's a lot of pressure.
The tide is about to turn.
There's a lot of pressure on this showcase.
Man,
It's Microsoft.
You can't be Phil Spencer saying that you've learned your lessons and all that shit he said, and then come out with a CG, like do what Sony did at the start of their PlayStation.
I don't think it's gonna be that.
A CG
They already
trailer.
they already said they weren't going to do that. Aaron Greenberg was on Twitter saying none of our first party stuff is going to be an all CGI trailer. You will get in-game things, you'll get some in-engine stuff, but it will all be labeled as far as what it is and what it's playing on. I'm like, okay, well that's
See,
a change.
that's crazy
good to
because
hear.
Sony was doing that, and now their last showcase they had stuff that they didn't say or it said PC. I'm like,
It's like
Yeah.
why you were doing it the right way. What the hell was that?
a lot of
So
it was
Sony-
third parties though.
Listen, people need to be real about that whole.
But all their
Sony
first party stuff was
situation.
CGI trailers. Like
Well,
all
all
their
they
first
had
party.
was
Yeah,
Spider-Man
so-
and
Sony had
Besides
the-
Spider-Man.
well, they didn't have
Spider-Man,
any.
Money.
again, yeah,
And
first party.
Phantom
That's
Blade.
it.
That's it. So
No,
They had the sea of,
They had those shooters or
Spider-Man.
whatever. They had like two or three. They had like three or four shooters. They debuted.
I thought that
that
was
they
third
were-
party.
No, those were first party games. Because
Yeah.
Sony's doing this whole initiative where they realize they have to have more gas games as a service. So that's why they bought Bungie first of all, because Bungie's like Bungie's basically going to be approving what's good or what's not for gas, and that's what happens with factions or whatever it's going to be called. That they looked at it, Bungie looked at it and was like, nah, bro, this ain't it. Y'all got to go back to the drawing board, and that's why they didn't have that game show up. Y'all ain't in the loop, man. I don't even got time for this shit.
I just imagine Bungie's like,
I thought y'all was in the
and
loop.
Sony's
with
like,
stuff.
Well, I
Yay
thought
or
that
nay?
the studio they said that was making that first game that was all CG. I didn't recognize the name, so
I didn't either.
Yeah, it's one of their newly acquired, like Haven.
Also,
One of them.
they out
Yeah,
here
those
putting out new content before Xbox. What's going on, bro?
Well, they're putting out new
they
CGI
did a
trailers.
they did a
Well, that's
Redfall.
true.
They showed CG trailer of
Right.
of these characters doing this shit. That's like, what am I gonna?
So
be?
you have no
You
idea
mean
what
like,
the game is about.
spraying foam and colors.
Well, that was Square.
Hey,
Well, that's Square. That was third
that's
party.
Square.
But that was
Well,
in game at least,
Looked better
It
in
shows the
Splatoon to
in
me.
game.
Why, that's a little disrespectful.
come on now,
That bit-
come on
nah,
now.
that's disrespectful.
Come on.
I'm so bored of just spraying paint on the freaking ground.
You're
Buy the
bored
second
of the
game.
third game that you didn't buy.
I was bored from the second game.
Get them.
Fucking, but the phone game that looks like it's running at 24 FPS.
I know. I'm
is
just
fucking
saying some of the
You
moves
sound
look
like
cool.
that pony sounded when he said the show went from a 5 to a 9
looks-
because of Foam Stars.
Phone Stars looks like a budget ass Splatoon. People need to be real with themselves. Like I can see the interest. That game's
Yeah.
gonna die.
This game is
Like,
going to do nothing number one. We all know this.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
going to
It's
do
just like
nothing.
that kart racing game that looked promising that turned out to be trash. From
or
Square.
that,
Wasn't that
what's
Square?
that one?
Are you talking about the
Oh.
Chocobo racing
Chocobo,
one?
yeah.
Chocobo,
Oh,
right.
that had a lot of problems that had nothing to do with. But I was
Square
thinking about
doesn't-
that EA
Yeah.
one, that EA knockout, whatever
Oh,
that shit's
yeah,
called.
the one that Robert
Oh,
Swerve was
Knockout
fun.
King.
The dodgeball one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that looks cool as hell, but nobody gave a shit. And
I
that's
was
what's gonna happen
honestly,
with Foam
with
Stars.
hour in, I was ready to switch games. I never wanted to play it again, but we played it twice, I think.
I'm saying it
Oh
looked
my!
cool.
It's
It
just
looked cool.
The sad thing is, I had fun with it for the most part, but I
it
recognize
was fun
the
for
problem.
like the first
It just
hour,
don't hold
but
you.
It's just the same. I mean, any of these competitive games, you just do the same thing every match. It's like, even it took me a long time with Rocket League to get to that point, and then I was just like, yeah, I'm just every match, I'm just kind of doing the same thing, like.
Yeah.
And even with Call of Duty, that's what happened. Knockout City, yes. Thanks, Brian.
Yeah.
Knockout City.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
The match would start depending on the map. I had a set path I'd go try to get the first kill, and I just did the same shit every time. It just became redundant. I was just done.
Yeah, hey, it's RJ. H, he knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, they showed at least 3 games. They didn't show the games. They showed CGI trailers for them, but those were all first party studios,
Okay.
newly acquired stuff that Sony bought.
Was
So
Phantom Blade one of those? Was Phantom Blade one
Because
of
that
those?
game looked
no,
that
Phantom
game
Blade
looked
wasn't one of them.
amazing.
Phantom Blade
And that was the
apparently
best game, period.
is like a cell phone situation, a cell phone game, or
Oh, it's one of those kind of games.
yeah, So it looked really cool, but temper your expectations because that game might just be a lot of fluff.
Gameplay
Yeah,
wise,
it wouldn't
maybe,
surprise
but
me.
I don't. I mean, that one.
Well,
to
yeah,
me-
that's what I meant. That was the big draw. How
That's
cool it
that's
looked.
an important part.
The gameplay, right? How cool it looked, the fluidity of that, the fighting system and whatnot.
I haven't rewatched
Um,
it since the.
I'm not sure it's gonna be as
Yeah,
cool as it looks.
the biggest question I had was, is the fighting that fluid? Because that was
But that wasn't again. Also, that was not like a exclusive either. It wasn't. The company came out and said we don't have any exclusive deals with anybody. So
Yeah, I mean, it just looked like a cool game. Whether just like
The problem is that-
Elden Ring's multiplat, but I just like the horses
pacing
running
in
looked
it
a
looks
little
nice.
weird, but like I don't know, it just has a cool atmosphere, and
no, it
Yeah.
looked
if
cool.
the
That was
combat
one
can
of the-
be
it looked great.
fun, then I think it could be cool. So
But I'm worried because I've seen games that look great that I went out and bought and that have a kind of smaller budget and not quite there. And it was,
yeah, usually when they
it was like 4 hours long.
it's like, wow, that looks so good. How is that like a indie game or a smaller team?
Right.
And then it's like, oh, when you play it, you realize
And you realize why.
visually
that it's
though,
bad,
I
You
love
put it
the
all right here.
visuals look great. As like the aesthetic, the art direction, and the fluidity of the animation looks solid. So I would hope it plays decent.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like
It's the only
If
game
it-
I really remembered from the showcase.
when they first started showing this, I'm like,
Yeah,
yo,
the
this
showcase
looks
had a
really
bunch
fluid.
of fluff in it. I don't know if I missed. Did y'all talk about the whole like not Switch like device they
No.
announced?
No, we
Oh,
didn't. We gotta
gosh.
talk about that thing.
What the fuck?
I mean,
It's
Wii
just
U
a cell
gamepad.
phone that you
The
can't.
Wii U gamepad is what you mean.
It's just a cell
Yeah.
phone that you can't use it for any other purpose, from what I could tell.
It was such a weird thing to be like, oh, by the way, we're doing this, and you're just like,
Well,
you announce
will
a
say the
price point or
rollout-
anything?
That's what I was gonna say. The rollout was not good because there's still a lot of questions. First of all, the price, but second of all, a lot of people, and including myself, I don't know what the functions of it. So can I use it outside of the house with a Wi-Fi connection?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
because you can
you
already do
can.
that now
You
on a cell
can.
phone.
A lot of people
that's the other issue. Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of, they didn't
But
really
does it
state
provide
that.
its own?
It's just a remote play. It's just a device specifically for remote
Yeah,
play.
but like,
Right. So why would I buy that when I could just use my cell phone?
yeah,
Exactly.
You know, like it.
Well,
it doesn't make
it's-
sense.
Get
Like-
the backbone. Yeah.
like you said, they didn't answer enough questions.
the other
It says
issue
it's
is
going to
the other-
have the full functionality of the DualSense, but is it part of the device, or can you strap those controllers onto a phone? Is it just the controller, or is it everything? Like,
My other
It
question
looks
is,
like a Batman Beyond Batarang, which is hideous.
what did they
It looks
call
like
it?
what he was holding when we were holding the tablets, and he had his tablet too.
Yeah.
my other question is price point. What we talking here? 'Cause-
Same
called
price as the
Project Q?
PlayStation 5. Again.
oh, like the fucking VR, the
if it ain't
goddamn VR
150,
2.
150 or below, it's dead in the water to me. Like that's just.
Wait, if it's 150
I
or
know,
below,
man. The controller,
It's not 150
the
or below.
controller by itself
Yeah.
is $75. Put a screen and stuff in there. I don't know. I
Mhm.
think
Yeah.
200.
it
probably.
doesn't need to be.
It's an
If,
OLED
it, if,
screen.
it, if it's like up there with the Switch, I'm
Is
like,
the
bruh,
screen in the controller and
It's gonna be for
inseparable?
enthusiasts then.
I wonder if the
I think
screen
it-
and
No,
the
it's locked
controller are
together.
hooked
Yeah,
together.
it's locked together. I think it's locked together.
One piece, yeah.
I mean, just sell the controller for you that you can put on a phone. You can hook a
Yeah,
phone.
not to
into it.
mention
that would
how-
make more sense too
How
anyway.
poorly designed it is. It looks like you just cut a fucking
Green out.
dual
Oh,
shot.
that's literally
I
what
bet it's
happened.
gonna be comfortable,
Dual
but
sense
yeah.
in half. And I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be comfortable. It looks hideous. It is
It
ugly.
looks
bad. It looks
fragile.
it looks ghetto. That's
Have
my
you seen
problem.
the mock-ups where people were using Fuse from Legend of Zelda to put
No, no.
they put
Oh
the little
my
green goo,
God.
the little green goo on it between the screen and the controllers? That was hilarious. The internet.
Yeah, it's
internet.
weird to have the gap there between the controllers and the screen. I mean, it'd be easier to hold probably, but yeah, you're right.
Will
It's
it,
got to
though?
be cheap.
Will it be easier to hold? Because I thought about that too. I was like, well, maybe it's just easier to hold.
I think it'd
But
be more
who's gonna-
comfortable.
no, is anybody really going to grip it like that, or are you going to hold it because it's a screen?
The
So you-
thumbsticks look
You're going to
so
want
far
to touch the
over.
screen as well. You know, you're going to want to have your hands behind the screen because you're holding it. If you're gripping it like this, that's gonna be weird. I think it would be weird. I don't know.
It's just
I think the thumbsticks.
It's not gonna be comfortable. I guess. Well, it's not gonna be
Yeah.
comfortable in like
Well,
the sense that
if you
what
want
you're
to know
thinking.
if that's a like something you're into, you just got to use your cell phone and get a controller, and you can get the same experience and see how it
Yeah.
works. Like it just seems buy the Razer controller that goes over any size
Yeah.
screen or any
Right.
size phone. But no, you don't have to
So-
be at home. You just have to be you just have to have Wi-Fi. So
That's gonna
Yeah,
be your best
which-
experience though.
Which,
Is at home.
how often exactly? How often are you going to be on Wi-Fi like that? Like you're not going to be. Chances are you're not going to be on Wi-Fi on a plane. So
Right.
that's not going to happen. You're not going to be Wi-Fi on a train. You're not going to be Wi-Fi on a boat.
probably
You're
at
not going
work.
to be Wi-Fi on a
I feel
car.
like I'm listening to a. I feel like I'm listening to a Dr. Seuss book.
I was just about to
Yeah,
say.
Well, you could do.
What is this a solution to? Like, okay,
That's my
That-
bigger question.
yeah,
What's the
like,
point?
is this we're combating with Steam Deck or the handheld PCs that are coming out where you can play your same game on the go? Is it that? What is it? Because that's not going to be strong
I
didn't
enough.
realize,
guarantee
actually,
you most
they-
people who have a PS5 have it in a dedicated room where they're not.
Yeah, of
really
course.
bothered
But
with
I know what
anybody
it
is. It's like
else.
this-
So, like,
But here's my other question, because I think Sensor you brought up before, the analog sticks are so close to the fucking screen. It like they're
Yeah.
like right there, and I'm like, if I'm gripping it, I'm doing this essentially. I'm like,
that looks uncomfortable.
It looks like a prototype. Like
yeah,
it's like-
exactly.
it looks like what the Wii U probably looked like at first. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Well, you
It don't-
could,
it don't look finished.
You could do a mobile hotspot if you have like 5G. I did
Yeah.
that once with
I
the
do mobile hotspots all the time.
Oh yeah.
My question is how good
But
the
that's
lag,
not
how,
great.
my question is how bad the lag is, because that's also
Right.
going to limit what games
It's gonna
you want
basically
to play on it.
it's gonna be kind of like the cloud streaming
Yeah,
service,
it's
but
gonna
it's
look like-
only the games you have, and your PS5 will be turned on and running the game in your house.
Right. It's actually gonna turn on in
So
your
does
house.
the PS5 have to be
Mm.
wirelessly connected, or can it be wired to your network and work? I wonder.
I would think wired to your
Mm.
network would be the smarter idea.
Well,
but-
yeah, something
'Cause-
a little more stable.
But it seems pointless. I don't know why you buy
Yeah,
that.
I'd be very curious how much they're
I
gonna.
think they'd be
charge.
better off just selling a controller that adjustable works, slides over your phone, connects
Actually,
to your
yeah.
Type C,
that
You know
that
what?
would have been that would be
and you
better.
get the DualSense.
To be honest, knowing Sony and how fast ventures don't work and they leave it, give it a couple years, we'll forget about it. It won't
That's
be
true.
a thing.
Oh, also, side note. Speaking on, apparently Capcom just announced that they're gonna have their little showcase
Ah.
on the 12th.
Did you see
Uh,
Cammy's retro outfit in Street Fighter 6?
Man, I saw
Oh, they brought
Cammy's
it back?
mods and almost bust the nut. It was ridiculous.
Yeah,
Y'all,
her
you know what I'm saying?
classic look in that game.
I
was
might. I'm
incredible.
very tempted. I want to get that game. I low key. I'm like, man, I might just go ahead and buy that game. I need. To
Oh, I'm
stop
gonna get it.
bullshit.
How much does it cost?
60.
$60.
Oh, is it? Is it?
Oh,
Is it 60?
it looks like a
Mhm.
very quality game, and I don't understand why it's only $60.
Capcom.
I don't get it.
That's amazing. Capcom is gonna
How can they
re-release it
afford
in
to put
60
that game out at only $60?
because
Something's
Capcom's
wrong.
gonna re-release it in like a year.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that's
Super
the
Street
outfit
Fighter.
right there. I like the new style, but
Yeah,
Got her
that'll do.
caked out. Got her
That'll
caked
do.
out, bro.
I do like her new look though. But this is
Why they got her
This
caked
is
out
good.
like this, bro? That's
Right.
crazy to me.
She said it's birthday time every
Did
day.
you see the
Happy
intros like when
birthday.
they walk in? It's like
I'm gonna just say this, but I don't think that's a very good outfit for fighting in. It doesn't seem very
Is it
technical.
not?
All right.
what's that
Damn.
other one? Other character with the cake?
Which one? Oh, Manon. I
Manon.
think it's how you pronounce her name. I think that's her. You talking about the one that's like a? She's like a.
Yeah, them
almost like a-
walking in like
Yeah,
the intro.
It's Manon. Yeah, it's Manon.
That's
I
amazing.
had a problem, bro. What the
I like
fuck?
this full screen. These are incredible like intro.
I'm low
sequences.
key tempted to get that game like soon. Like, don't be bullshitting you.
Oh, I'm getting it soon, definitely.
The problem is,
What
bro,
do I
you know,
get it for?
wait, I
That's
just
the
realized they don't
problem.
have that. That's not cross play, is it?
I don't know.
I'm sure it is.
It is. It is.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay,
it is.
good. All right, good.
Is this
So
the
I can
same
get it
video?
on.
I think so.
Man, she needed
See, I like the new cami as well.
Bruh. The tights ain't bad either. Let's say that.
Yeah, I like the new cami outfit too. Yeah, that's the same exact video.
She need to relax. That's all I'm saying, bro. Just relax for a little
And I
bit.
think her back arch is like a taunt in the game.
Yeah, it also apparently all the taunts have like hit stun on them, so you can actually smack someone with them. But
Yeah, that's not a
It's
good
just-
outfit for fighting. That's just so unrealistic.
are we really
No.
having this conversation with fucking Street
So
Fighter guys?
not a good outfit for fighting.
Guys,
And then you see the classic like Street Fighter movements. It kind of
Too
doesn't fit.
exposed. You want to cover, you know.
oh my goodness.
It's weird
guys.
seeing,
Did
like-
she, wait. How did she just fall? Did she really fall like that?
Oh,
Yeah.
she's on her knees.
Buns-
Look, she doesn't have
buns in the
knee pads
air.
or anything.
Let's see.
Ah,
She's supposed to be.
This-
I believe she's a grappler. I believe.
look at
Oh.
this fall. Look,
It's
Are you
funny though.
serious?
I haven't watched a fight with these two, seeing their like fighting like movement style. It's so weird after seeing the fluid like intro animation. Just to see them moving like a 2D fighter, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
not weird, but it's goddamn.
I mean, it has to be that way. You can't really.
Yeah, that's
do
what I'm saying. It's
3D
just
fighters.
it's the first time I've seen like them two fight. Wow.
Capcom is doing their thing right now.
Mhm.
I'm
Look at
very
that.
happy.
That was cool how she
they've been
circled
on the-
around
They've been
her.
on the game. They've been on
That
the
was
game.
pretty-
Watch this.
That's
Watch how Cammy gets around.
I'm very happy. That's why I'm curious what they're gonna show at the showcase, because I'm like,
Watch that.
you
again.
just released Street Fighter. I think Monster Hunter Rises DLC's coming to an end.
Mhm.
Resident Evil 4 already just dropped. What?
Man,
I'm like, how do you have a showcase? Like, what else you got?
Yeah, I wanna
Is
buy
it
this
all
game.
gonna be new titles?
Nah,
Is
we
it
probably
Return-
see. I don't know.
you'll get numbers.
That's
You'll
what I'm
get
saying,
numbers
we-
about Street Fighter. That's what you're gonna get.
You
in
think
the
they're
end.
gonna have
Not all.
what was that game
What?
they showed with like the astronaut? Wasn't that Capcom? That was a long time ago.
The astronaut.
And they showed something at the showcase too that looked kind of.
Well, they also been asking. They have surveys out there asking what the fans want to see next.
Beautiful
Yeah.
show. Beautiful
Remake,
show.
remake wise, as far as
I've heard that
Resident Evil
Okami's
goes.
been the one they've been talking about a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like we've been getting Okami on pretty much every
Well,
generation.
we've gotten ports from what I'm
Yeah.
hearing.
I kind of.
But
It's like a new one would be great. Yeah.
I've been hearing Okami, and then obviously we haven't heard Mega Man in a while.
Well, at the top of
so-
the list as far as Resident Evil goes, I'm sure you know it's one they want. Everybody wants apparently.
6? No. Code Veronica,
Oh.
obviously.
Code Veronica.
I don't know, but I
And
doubt they're
number
gonna bring
two?
that.
Number 2 is Dino Crisis.
Oh,
Well, they have that dinosaur game coming in 2024.
Yeah, nobody cares.
But there was a game involved like
Ladies and
somebody on the
gentlemen, we're not
moon.
engaged.
Remember, there was like
The
a
game
kid.
that everybody thought was Dino Crisis at first. That game.
Yeah, I don't remember what that one was called, but they showed one at the PS5 reveal, and it was like I want to say an astronaut or something. It was a really weird looking game. I think that was Capcom.
Was it?
Oh, they got Dragon's Dogma 2.
Oh, yeah. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's
Capcom is
right.
doing their thing. Dragon's Dogma was a pretty good game.
Hey, listen, if we get some quality remake coming out of this showcase, I'm like, all right.
Also, Capcom is back. They talking about Mega Man next, and
Hey, listen,
Much-
listen, they need
Mega Man 11 was the highest selling Mega Man of all. So it makes nothing but sense to do another one.
yeah. I'd be curious to see where that goes, or if we're gonna.
Why Honda?
You know, I haven't looked at this. I haven't looked at a lot of fights yet. Man,
Why Honda got to sit on her face like
Yeah.
that? That's
Because
not,
he was
that's what
smoked
it
her.
is.
Honda
That's what
was
he had.
showing out. By the way, my man was showing out.
It's supposed to be the other way around.
Yeah.
What? You supposed to let her sit on
She
your
looks
face.
just as good in her on the ground as she does on her victory animation. So I mean,
she's-
cool either way.
Oof. This has made me want to fucking pick this bitch.
I
up.
know.
Like,
I don't want.
I'm not-
Whenever we did that with freaking Soul
It looked
Calibur,
great.
how many times we played?
I
it?
know we did it. We
Soul
had
Calibur is
fun with-
different though.
Soul Calibur is a different kind of game, and this is at least a new game. I think when we picked up Soul Calibur, it had already been out for like what, a year or two or something.
Of course, we paid the extra to get the characters.
Yeah,
and
we
shit.
fucking did.
Which one was
The
that?
thing is, we have fun with fighting games. We just don't play them as often as we need to.
I would
That's the
never
problem.
play this unless I'm playing with one of you guys. So then I'm never gonna play it. So that's
I'm tempted to like. I was tempted to try to get. I was tempted to get good at it.
because
at this
Clacked
one.
would be the only one I'd probably count on to play it the most. But then with our hour difference, it'd be hard.
I will say this. I hate the one thing that people kept saying to me when they saw this game. Like, bro, are you getting that new Street Fighter 6? I said, yeah. I said, what? Why are you excited about it? He's like, I saw a trailer with Lil Wayne in it, and I was like, shut the fuck up.
Right. Oh my god.
What are you talking about? Why are we having that conversation?
I don't hate the Lil Wayne, but that's not a reason to buy a video game.
That's what made me mad about it. I'm like, bro, all you play is fucking Fortnite and Roblox. You want to talk to me about Street Fighter because Lil Wayne? I don't even know. I'm surprised you know who Lil Wayne is, you fuck. Like,
Exactly.
assholes.
Isn't he that guy that's on First Take or is one of those shows?
you
Isn't he that
fucking
guy
savage.
that's from New Orleans but loves Green Bay Packers? What the fuck is that? What is that?
Right.
The green. Oh, I forgot that. By the way, the Street Fighter 6 had like 6 versions of it already. This fucking a collector's edition that's $250.
Jesus.
Right. Doesn't it come with a statue? Somebody's statue?
Yeah,
Is
it comes with
real?
like 2 statues, and then it has a deluxe edition that's $84. What the fuck is in this? I don't even.
Skins and shit.
Hey, look, classic Capcom, baby. Oh, it's
This one should be good.
oh, Cammy and Cameo.
It's all
No matter-
idle and
It better be a
taunts.
whole lot of leg work.
Oh my god.
You get 2 color schemes, in-game commentating from the FGC community. Game mode. Wait, no. What the fuck is the specific difference between? You know what? Nah, fuck this. It's time to go to Capcom's site and see what they bullshit.
She almost looks a
on.
little bit thicker with the tights.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me.
I thought this said like their idle animations and
Well, no, they also have like their taunts though.
I don't know, man. That leotard is really close to her hoo-ha. Just saying.
Yeah,
Mind the gap. she had to get the Brazilian wax before.
Makes me
Like,
want to bust my neck, bro.
You see the upside down M there? Is the W there?
Is the
Better not have the vagina bones or whatever. But
The
vagina lines, what is that called?
I love the vagina. You got that vagina bone coming out.
What's
the
that
V
called?
Tendons, the V tendons.
Because Link has it
V?
again.
Oh my god! What the?
I'm just gonna
fuck?
watch Cammy fight for the rest of the podcast.
These animations are insane, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the whole creative character bullshit, but like
Yeah,
for the
I don't
most
care about
part,
that.
for the most
But
part,
apparently that is really fun.
Yeah, I've heard it's really, really good.
God
Yeah.
damn it!
Looks
How
like you
much
could
is
drive a
this bitch?
Prius between that gap.
Ooh.
Aish.
Ooh.
How much? How much?
Drive
is
a
this?
what?
Hold on,
A
let me
Prius
check
between that gap.
Great.
What? The
Let me
fuck?
put you in this. Let me put you in this pose.
What the fuck is that? Jesus Christ!
Maybe a smart car. More realistic.
Jesus fucking Christ, bro! Oh my goodness!
That's kind of not a good thing.
Actually, you're right. It's not. But we're here though.
My goodness.
We're
This is a
already
good
here,
game.
bro.
For 60.
It's got high scores, and a lot of people.
I didn't
I'm
see
Some
not
people
the,
were calling it the future of fighting games. I was like, damn, is that good, huh?
Is that her days? Is she days like that? Was that a days?
I don't
I know you can do
Oh,
the back arch.
These are. Oh, I think she just does that.
Where's her
Oh,
hair? On the
oh,
new
they're just
character?
showing her animation. What do you mean?
She's petting the
She's
cat.
got super long hair.
I guess
Where's-
she cuts it.
Did she
in the
cut
new
it up for the new character? Or?
Yeah, it looks like she cuts it.
Okay.
She doesn't have like it.
There you
it looks
go.
Like it,
Yep.
God.
Okay, but
dang.
they gotta do that the other way around. She was backwards for that.
I
Try
mean,
again.
there's a reason. I'm surprised Capcom's even doing that crap because after that censoring they had to do in Street Fighter 5, with Armika and her butt slap, they had to censor it so the camera cuts away from it after the game got updated.
Stupid.
That's insane.
That was
That's-
stupid because it wasn't worth it, dog. It really wasn't. I'm like, that's Armika. Leave my girl alone, you fucking assholes.
Oh my god.
I can't believe it.
All right, let's talk about Xbox.
Do
Don't
we
fuck
have
up.
to? No, I'm just playing.
Don't fuck up.
Yeah,
You ain't got a lot of other chances at this point. You've
there's
done.
no excuse for this show not to be fucking stellar.
Because even if they thought they had something done after what he said, if there's anything on there that didn't fit like with what he said they had learned, then they would have obviously taken it out, which sounds like they know. I guess third parties will do. They probably do what they want. You know, if you want their game in your showcase, you're gonna get what they give you. But I'd almost feel like take it a step further and tell the third parties, hey, if you ain't got like some game to show, don't bother. But we'll see. I'm expecting them to have some stuff. I'd be disappointed if.
So let's talk about what you expect to see. What do you think you're gonna see?
I think Hellblade, obviously, because
I think Hellblade is the
It
given.
needs some addressing. It needs addressing.
Then Forza,
think
obviously,
that's a
release
lot.
date.
Forza's a lock. Yeah,
And
release
then
date.
Perfect Dark.
after that, I mean, Starfield's getting its own. So are they going to show stuff for like next year, 2 years from now? You think?
I think so.
Perfect
I think they have to, and I think they will. I think we'll see Perfect Dark. I think we'll see Avowed.
It's been 3 years, so that should have some kind of development.
Mhm.
You think we get a Gears? Gears?
They might tease something.
They might.
It's been a minute since Gears, right?
I think Fable is also a lock because they pretty much teased it.
Mm.
And usually when the rumors are going crazy on the Xbox side, Greenberg will come out and say, "All right, guys, I've seen a lot of wild speculation. Temper your expectation." He ain't doing it this time. He actually said, "I love this wild speculation." So I think a lot of the stuff that people are saying is probably right. I think Fable I think is a lock as well. You don't put that Pixie Dust trailer out there that they put out there with the Fable sounding music and not be Fable. I think with Fable, I think they're gonna do a remaster of 1, 2, and 3 compilation and make people think that's all that it's about, and then hit people with the Fable 4 or whatever they're gonna call it. I think they'll do both.
I'm not against an anniversary edition.
Anniversary, right? Well, they can't call it that because they actually already had an anniversary edition.
Right.
What was the first game only? But
Someone
yeah, I
made a
mean
good
they
point.
still could.
Forgot about somebody in this game.
Yeah, but say
I was gonna say the one who
Trent
started
Lake,
it off.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you didn't do Jury. Jury's also in this game.
I don't recognize that name.
Jury's from Street Fighter 4.
I never played it.
She has like the eye patch, and a lot of people like her because she does a lot with her legs. Look her up when you get a chance.
See,
Those
that's
legs are
what
unrealistic.
Mr. Hating over here. That's what's hate right there, Mr. Retro Death, Halo patch shit, CGI trailer for that's hate. Because the facts are, from Microsoft themselves, they're not doing CGI trailers for their first party stuff. So you won't have a CGI Forza CGI trailer. I mean, come on, that's just pure hate. Because we know Forza has never had a problem. That game's definitely coming out this year. And it's not going to be a CGI trailer. Just stop the hate. That's
they got
hate.
a
Right
classic
there.
outfit. Okay.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
her in
there
the
we go.
classic.
Yeah, I'm buying this
yeah.
game. Damn it.
A whole lot better.
Yeah, but
I'm already on Best Buy. I want you to know that. I'm on Best Buy.
I'm
Halo
getting a collector's
Halo-
edition.
Halo, by the way, is actually really good now.
You spend $250 on a collector's edition for a game that you probably won't play as much as you want to.
The problem is it took 2 years to get here.
Is there
and
going to be
most people-
Sea of Thieves DLC, you think?
It might be.
Why not just make a sequel to that game at this point? I don't understand why we're like still
Make
in
a what?
DLC. A sequel to Sea of Thieves.
Why do you need a sequel? The game is so fucking popular. You know how popular the fucking game is? You know how many
But
millions
that's
of
what I'm
people
saying.
are
Just make a
playing?
fucking. I'm saying why not make a sequel at that point?
I don't play this shit. I have no desire to, but look what happened when the last guys decided to make a sequel, Overwatch and shit. How did that work
Well,
out?
Yeah.
We need to make a sequel. No,
Bro.
just add on to it until people really get tired of it.
No, because that was them not fucking recognizing you got to put enough content to justify a sequel, and they were
Oh
like,
my
"Well,
god.
Chun-Li.
Oh, Sea of Thieves was pretty
Right.
trash when it came
get
out.
up,
It took
fight
a while
back."
for it
Making
to be
Cammy
good.
look skinny.
Right.
And the funny thing, her body's been nerfed. If you go
Oh
look at-
yeah. Oh yeah.
they nerfed her like her figure, so it's
really?
hilarious. Yeah, she's not as thick
Yeah.
as she was. That's
Ming
why I'm
Na
like,
Wen in the movie was very perfectly cast as Chun-Li.
She still looks the same now.
She looks great
She's a
still.
little bit older.
Yeah, well,
You could
she
tell they've
was 58
de-aged
years
her.
old.
Yeah.
but
I love that splash effect. It's like kind of the thing I liked about Street Fighter
Ooh,
4.
That was a nice
as far as
flash.
like people in the movie that looked really good, Zangief looked great for Zangief, whoever that actor was. I know his
Right.
name. He's been in a lot of shit.
That fucking guy,
Um,
yeah, that fucking
That guy, the big guy that used to play in every football movie in the
You
90s.
couldn't have had a worse freaking Guile. I mean, I love Jean Claude at the time.
I love
but
Jean Claude, but he's not Guile. Come on.
I
Come
didn't
on.
like.
Yeah,
what's
it's Drew
his
with an
name?
eye. Yeah, there it is.
But they
Yeah,
needed a
like,
name. They needed a name for that movie.
Bison too. I didn't like what's his name as Bison either.
What? Raul Julia as
It was a
Bison
good
was a
performance, but
part
he
of the
didn't,
movie.
I
to
like.
me,
I
he
think.
didn't fit.
Yeah, I like his acting. I don't like size wise.
He was the best thing about that movie.
Oh, now
was
this is
Raul Julia.
competitive. Yeah, this
Rest
is
in
competitive.
peace, Raul Julia.
This is gonna be a whole thing.
Is that's not the right girl? Is that your?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's Jerry.
Anyway, we gotta
Her-
get off this. Get stuck on the Street Fighter 6 shit.
No, man, we're supposed to be talking about Xbox.
So
You
what-
just-
What do you
Yeah,
think
you can
hardware?
rest on it.
Do you
You
think
can
there's
buy
going to be
it,
any
it's
kind
like-
of news hardware related, like price cut or
Like-
something, a new version?
I doubt it.
For what?
A price cut
For
for like
Xbox?
next though.
Yeah,
I doubt
Xbox
it.
Ain't got no price.
Series S with a disc drive or something. Nothing.
They need to freaking first of all, they need to put it. They need some quality software first. The fuck.
Well, we need this. I want this drive for you. Ain't got nothing to put in it.
Yeah, exactly.
You think Bethesda shows off anything other than?
Yes, I
Starfield?
do. I
Like
do think
what?
they show off. I don't know. They were talking about a new IP they're working on.
I don't think we'll see that until after Starfield.
Probably. I don't know.
Well, Starfield
Yeah.
comes out this year. We might see a tease of it at the
Yeah,
moment.
Yeah. That's what I'm
They
saying.
may tease something new. I don't see it.
I don't
That
see
being out
them
of the
going
realm.
like in depth with it
No,
because they're not
no,
going to try to take the buzz off the Starfield first.
no.
Do you think there'll be any new kind of hardware in general?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I mean,
New
console wise,
controller? New
it
controller
might be a
with
new
gyro.
variation.
Yeah, they'll put a new
A Starfield
tablet.
console. Or
There'll be an
something.
update to that adaptive controller for people who can't like use their hands.
What
They'll
about?
they'll put a tablet with a controller on the side.
Mm.
We'll call it an X switch. What?
Yeah.
Nothing.
They
Xbox
went hard
U?
on that. Actually, they're actually cross promoting with Asus also. Xbox is
I did see that.
because you can play native games on the Asus where you can't do that on Steam Deck because
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Windows and everything.
right. So people want them. I think all the rumors about Microsoft making a handheld and Sony making a, I think that's what we're getting. we got the Sony handheld or whatever.
Yeah.
And the Microsoft thing was that X Cloud, that G Cloud thing, whatever that shit was, because they promoted that thing heavily and nobody cared. Nobody bought that thing. Nobody. $300 for a cloud streaming device? No thanks.
You know what's so funny? You know what's so funny to me is that you get you get from the Sony fans and the Xbox fans like, oh, your system is so weak because it's a handheld. Well, I would never play a handheld. And
Right.
then their company's like, guess what? We got our own handheld for you guys. And they're like,
Yeah, I got an handheld. What now, boy?
It's
Like
so
what the fuck?
fraudulent. The minute
handheld
their
is so
company,
stronger than your handheld.
the minute their company does something, they're all for it. But before that, no. Remember and this happened with Xbox in the beginning. You had a bunch of guys are mad that games are going to PC and shit. They were pissed off, and all of a sudden now it's cool. They're all cool with it. Now that's happening to the Sony dudes. They're all pissed off, Ratchet and Clank and all this shit. Why do I need an X? Why do I need a PlayStation anymore? You putting all my games on PC? They're all pissed off, and it's funny. And eventually they're gonna be cool with it too.
Yeah.
Because you just love the company, you'll put up with their bullshit, and you'll just keep your mouth closed about that stuff. But it's funny to watch. Now, this is what I want to know, because Ratchet and Clank is coming to PC, right?
Yeah.
So all I heard before that game came out, the SSD, man, the power of the SSD with it. The SSD in the PS5 can play. Now, so if I'm able to play that fucking game on my Steam Deck, we're gonna have some issues, Pony Boys.
I don't see why you won't be able to play it on Steam.
I'm just saying.
Sauce. It's the sauce. That's why.
That secret SSD sauce. So if I'm able to play that shit on my Steam Deck, we gonna have some problems. I'm gonna be clowning some people who were running and flipping and jumping around talking about that SSD.
SSD is
the way the Xbox used to talk about the cloud. Oh, the power of the cloud. Remember the power of the cloud?
Oh my god.
That's gonna put them on the level.
Yeah. My games might run at 900p right now, but wait till the power of the cloud comes.
Wait till that power of the cloud kicks in. It's about to go crazy.
What are we talking about?
It ain't fully utilizing the DirectX yet. When they start utilizing the DirectX and the power of the cloud.
Talking about Xbox One gen or the current gen?
Yeah, Xbox One gen.
Because
we were talking about how the Sony fanboys and Xbox fanboys hated on like the Switch
games coming to PC.
And then turning around and they get something and games coming to PC, and Sony was giving the Sony fanboys
the Sony dudes were giving the Xbox guys all kinds of headaches over it.
Mm-hmm.
And now your games are also going to PC. And they're doing backflips and gymnastics to explain why it's okay now. But my thing, and then I started talking about Ratchet and Clank and how before that game came out, all I heard about was the power of the secret sauce of the SSD. It needed that to run that game. So if I'm able to play that game on my Steam Deck, we gonna have some problems.
Well, you have an
we
SSD.
gonna have some problems. No, it needed PS5 specific super fast SSD. That's what I heard.
Not
just any SSD. And it needed the specific secret sauce to the PS5 SSD. That's what I heard. That's what I was hearing.
They probably said that, but obviously anybody that knows that was just that's the standard for the Gen 3 SSDs.
Well, I knew it at the time, and a lot of people knew it, but a lot of Sony dudes were like, nope.
It could never run on Xbox. They talk about the most powerful console.
That fucking those SSDs now are like $120. Remember when they were like $370 for a terabyte?
Yeah.
And people were buying them like you don't even need it yet. And then
I wait. Yeah, you don't need it. Why'd you go to get that shit?
That was the benefit of them going with non-proprietary. It sucked to have to wait and to have to take the side off, but the fact that it's just a standard makes it a lot easier. And now they come with like the heat sink right on them, straight for PS5. I think I saw at Best Buy it was like $119 for a terabyte from.
Yeah, that shit eventually is gonna go down. You don't need to go jump and skip
now
and buy
the
that
Gen shit. Maybe that's Gen 4. Yeah, Gen 5 is gonna come out and it's gonna be twice as fast. So it's like, it's just how it works. That's how.
I just want to make sure I can teleport. I know I heard a lot, so I want to make sure I can teleport through those worlds.
But the Steam Deck's SSD is pretty fast. If I remember.
I want to be able to teleport through those worlds on the Steam Deck the way I can do it on PS5. That's what I want to make sure I can do that.
Nah, you're gonna get a loading screen.
I don't see any loading screens on the Steam Deck. Oh man, it's just funny watching fanboys do mental gymnastics and
they like to prophesize. That's what it is.
Yeah, and it's like you don't hate on something because your company gonna end up doing that shit too. Like they were hating on Game Pass. It's like, oh, Game Pass is destroying them. So how is what you have not just doing the same thing?
Right.
Like you have it now. You have, you don't have the day and date as far as first party goes, but you have a rental service on your PlayStation. How is that not ruining gaming the way Game Pass supposedly was? Stop doing this stuff for these companies. They don't. They're not
Right.
paying you to do these things to make yourself look silly. Just stop.
You know, I was just thinking as you were talking about that kind of, I don't want to like stay on it, but just kind of touching on that the Q Light. That's a backstep for Sony, really, because
It
the
is.
Vita did the same thing, but the Vita could play its own games. So
Yeah. The problem
Well,
is
that is a step back.
they didn't support the Vita. That was the problem with the Vita.
yeah, yeah. It was didn't do well enough, so we'll let it go. It was kind of the Google effect.
And it didn't do well enough because they made sure they fucking gave you that proprietary fucking memory sticks,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't do anything first party wise outside of. I mean, it wasn't even made by Naughty Dog or anything. It was Uncharted, Golden Abyss. Like they abandoned that thing after the launch. The
Yeah.
first party wasn't doing anything on there.
Same thing with that Sony. What was the little the little dongle, the little Sony dongle that they had.
Their
my
own
God.
storage you're talking about?
No. It was like almost like a Fire Stick, but you put it in and it was like I gotta look it up. It's like you get
Oh,
to
they
play
had something like
PS
that.
Yeah, you get to play the PS2 and I believe it was PS3 games, but it didn't sell. I just remember this because Vito picked one up, my co-host, and he was like, "Man, this is gonna be the next thing," and I'm like, "I don't know," and
Oh,
obviously none of y'all heard it, so
I didn't even hear about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that. But
Yeah, that's
anyway, Xbox. I think we got a little off track. What's the home run for UT? What do they show? What's the
home run lineup,
yeah
or just talking one game
from like a showcase? What's like all right? They did it. This is what they needed. This is good. I'm excited. What's
Well, first of all, kudos number one on doing a Starfield Direct. I hate that they call this shit Direct. I hate that motherfuckers are still in Nintendo shit, bro.
right.
I don't like this shit at all. But kudos, because that means, oh man, this game is significantly sizable, and they have to have their own thing to really show it off. Because a game like that is really hard to, let you know about it in like a little, 5-minute, 10-minute snippet inside of a bigger show. So that's good that they're separating it out. For me, these are the things that will make it a home run for me. Hellblade for sure. You don't show Hellblade, fuck off. Hellblade. Avowed. I'm okay if they don't show it, but I think that would definitely make it a home run. Perfect Dark is a must for me to make it a home run because my ears are already tuned to it. A lot of these other dudes, these Xbox guys, I don't know what fucking Perfect Dark is. Shut up. That garbage ass sequel y'all got on the 360 launch. That ain't Perfect Dark.
That ain't it.
And nobody cared about it. So it was like there was this whole fan base that wanted a sequel to that. Perfect Dark is N64 Perfect Dark. That's the game. So hopefully they get back to that. For me, it's kind of it's a situation where it's going to be a nostalgia play. If they announce like Banjo-Kazooie 3, that's a wrap. That is a wrap for me. Like Toys for Bob or somebody's developing Banjo-Kazooie 3. Oh fuck yeah. Somebody, they're doing a joint thing, or maybe they got some of the Playtonic guys because they've been really quiet. Playtonic has. Since what is it called?
Ukulele, right?
And Possible Lair. They've been really quiet since then. So if they like commission them to do another Banjo game, fuck yeah, that'd be great. That would be a huge surprise. I wouldn't mind seeing Gears, because I know they're working on that, and what's the Coalition? They doing a lot of really cool stuff with Unreal Engine 5. They're helping a lot of different studios with that. So it'd be nice to see something that'd be like, oh, the Xbox Series X is super powerful. Oh, look at that shit. That should look great. So something like
Yeah.
that from a studio like them would be nice to see. And I think between that and or Hellblade, I would like to see something with power like that. But that's it. Just to show in-game, games, and let us know they're running on Series X, because that's, that's kind of a must.
I
Or at
know
least
some-
let us know what's going
I
on.
know some people don't like when like someone like Zaire is like, I want to show me the most powerful console. Show me why this is the most powerful console. And they it just wants realistic visuals. No, maybe he does, but at the same time, I still feel like they haven't showed us what the Series X is capable of. Like, the one thing, wait till T gets his headset on. The one positive I'll say about the PlayStation Showcase, or the biggest positive, was seeing current gen only games. There was only a few that said PS4. They were all PS5, Series X, if they're multiplats, PC, and you could see the difference. Like it was a couple games was like, damn, like that's definitely not that wouldn't come to PS4. Like you can see that it's finally cutting the cross gen ties. You need that for Series X. Redfall was not it at all, not even close.
And
That
ain't
didn't look
it?
good for an Xbox One game.
That didn't look good. Yeah, I was gonna say, they didn't look good for last generation, bro.
They need to
Yeah.
show, and you said Hellblade. For me, they can't do what they did the last time we saw Hellblade. Show the scripted sequence where you're running at the
Oh
camera.
no, they gotta show gameplay. They gotta show full-on gameplay of that game.
Because I don't know how much you
I
played.
think that game's gonna be out early next year. I think it's gonna be a February, March game. Me personally, so it's close enough to where you can show some stuff.
And show me the combat, because the first game had some really cool combat, especially by the end.
Mhm.
But it was basic. But I made a video, like they have the foundation for a really cool combat system. If that hasn't evolved, don't make it more flashy. Make it, because it looked cool, but it was also fun to play. Once you got the last ability where you could charge the sword,
Dare I
But you-
say, Hellblade could be your God of War?
could be. I
Nah.
think that's
If you
what
want to
the-
push it, if you want to push it there, I think it could get.
Well,
it
that's
can
why I think it's been
get there.
taking so
Okay,
long. I think
interesting.
they're trying
Right.
to get it to that. I hope it, because that, honestly, I'd buy a Series X. If Hellblade 2 looks amazing and coming out this year or early next year, I'm gonna buy a Series X. It's just that simple. If it looks good, so show gameplay. Forza, I mean, who just make a quick trailer, get a release
Forza,
date.
yeah,
We already
Forza,
know
yeah.
Forza.
The game's gonna be beautiful. We all know. We all know.
Just get a
The
release
ones that-
date.
if I can see another car, I swear to God, dog.
Um,
Mhm.
if
I don't wanna
if
see
you got
another car.
Fable or Perfect Dark, it's got to look good. It's got to be like, yeah, that looks fun. That looks cool. The combat looks cool, or the movement looks cool. Something for me. I don't need slow walking, turning the camera that a lot of these companies do.
Oh, yeah,
Slowly
waste all
moving
the
through,
time.
looking around, make sure you see. Just show me the action, because, like, I don't remember the first reveal for Returnal. I just know I didn't give a shit until I saw someone actually playing the game and doing like the side dodging and running around and
Right.
shooting with all the bullets, the colorful bullets coming. And I was like, damn, I need to have that. I need to buy that game. I need a PS5. Like, that was it for me. One game, 2-3 minute gameplay clip, and
Yeah.
that's what I need. As far as
Stalker 2 is out there. I forgot about Stalker 2.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, we feel like we've seen quite a bit of that game. And
Yeah,
it
I'm
does-
just saying maybe we get a release date or a release window. Obviously, those guys are dealing with some real shit, so
Mhm.
I understand. But
What was
know,
that other
yeah.
game? The sides that like 2D pixel art, but it has really good like depth to it. I think that got delayed because of, I don't know if it was because of the war or something else. God,
You're talking about like the HD one is real high def.
It looks like, yeah, like HD 2D kind of, but in a
Yeah,
2D
yeah,
plane,
yeah,
but with lots of layers.
Some sort of steampunk style.
It's a one-word title that looked really cool. I know that got delayed, but
Yeah.
if you're gonna have Fable, it's gotta look cool. It's gotta look like a really good game, So
You
I
may
think it
not-
will look
You may
pretty.
not
I'm
like
worried about how
Dungeons and Dragons like last time.
I'm worried about how it's going to play.
Yeah.
I think it's going to look great because it's using Forza Tech Engine, but we're talking about what's the name? It's Playground.
Mhm.
Playground is making the games. The guys who make Forza Horizon. Like, so I
It could
hope
be
it's good.
it could be like Kana where it looks beautiful. It's fun to play, but it's kind of stiff. It's kind of like
Hmm. Yeah,
it's not doesn't have
it has
the
these little things about it that,
Mhm.
but I think it's going to be an open world game, a big open world game.
Imagine
so,
like imagine you're walking through like this fantasy themed forest and like you know how in Ori like all the trees everything's moving. Imagine that in like a 3D like that would I don't care like technical stuff in that case if it looks good and you're walking through a forest and there's just trees moving and foliage and stuff. I mean, I could expect that kind of level of detail from them, and that to me is
Mhm.
like what separates like a cool looking art style and an impressive game from like the upper echelon. Because as good as Kana looked, the world was dead. It didn't move.
The world
Trees
is
didn't
so
move.
dead.
Completely
Right.
static painting stuff. And that's what Horizon Forbidden West. Some of the most impressive parts of that game is when a storm would come in and the trees are blowing, the grass is blowing. Like I want to
Yeah.
be walking through like this awesome fantasy looking, like Tolkien-esque fantasy world. Like no games really actually captured that. Everwild
And
looked like it
I
could have done that.
I want it to feel like Fable.
Yeah.
Like it don't have to be one for one what Fable is. I want to see some Fable tropes. You know.
What about
So
was that other game, the one where they showed like it all impressive? I think we talked about this in another video. And you were like if Zelda looked like that, like
Everwild was the one I said, I think.
was
oh
that
yeah.
was that it? But they couldn't tell you what the game was about. Like they had no clue. They just put together some sort of
At that
trailer.
point,
And
they
then,
didn't even know what the game was. According to Muhammad, they said it's going to be more like Viva Pinata than a survival. I don't know what that means. But the game
Well,
looked
Viva
stunning.
Pinata is a very different game.
But
right.
that was probably just, I don't even know if that was an engine or if that was straight CG type stuff. But
It was gorgeous, whatever it was.
yeah, and I said, like, when Nintendo gets to that level with the Zelda franchise, I'm not saying they copy that art style exactly, but how just gorgeous that looked. Like, that could be an animated movie on the
Mhm.
big screen, like, in a heartbeat. Even, like, Puss in Boots, some of the scenes kind of have that similar style to it. Like a
Mm.
watercolor-ish.
It's funny to me how how different Rare is to say 1999 Rare, but they still have some of the similar issues, whereas they're allowed to work on shit for years before they even come up with like the full setup concept, and that's something they've always done, going back to the N64, actually the Super Nintendo, going back to like Project Dream, which eventually became Banjo-Kazooie, but it was way different and started a completely different person. And it was like a fucking side-scrolling kind of RPG to becoming Banjo-Kazooie. So to see them continue to be able to do that with something like Everwild, like it's cool that they still get that kind of leeway, I guess.
It'd be cooler if they like had a game concept first, like had the gameplay. Let's build a game around this instead of let's come up with these characters in this world and then try to figure out what kind of game it's going to be.
Exactly. I mean, that's exactly what they did with Project Dream. It was like, oh, we got this character that we don't really like, but we're going to put him in this game and then eventually completely get rid of him for a side character and make him the main character, this little bear guy. So
is that when they botched Conquer and we were like,
yeah,
the fuck
same thing
was
happened
that?
with Conquer. It was like, oh, they overthought it, I think, because I as much as I like Conquer's Fur Day, I was watching and reading the magazines. I wanted 12 Tales. I wanted Conquer 64. But they were like, oh, there's too many 3D platformers, cutesy platformers. Let's completely do something off
I
the
feel
wall.
like they tried too hard to make that like
They tried
edgy.
too hard, right? As much as I like Conquer, they did try too hard to be completely different from like a Banjo or a Mario 64 or something. So sometimes I don't think it works out the best for them. I think Grab by the Ghoulies is one of those examples of it not working out great. Same thing with you said Kana. but in my mind I heard Cameo.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with Cameo.
Oh yeah.
Cameo was supposed to be way different. It was supposed to be like Pokemon. It was supposed to be their version of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Where you collect these animals and you raise them and stuff, and you use them in battle, and it became you become the animal. So fuck it, you just be the animal, and that's and they changed it completely. So I think sometimes their overthinking hurts them. Sometimes it works out, but I think it hurts them sometimes.
I'd actually be kind of surprised if that is a game now and they're releasing it, if it doesn't look just absolutely completely different with the same name. Like,
right.
Just
exactly that. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get when it comes to that game.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I get that world that I can move around in and see those animated creatures. That's cool. So hopefully they keep that stuff, because that stuff is gorgeous, man. I just looked at something earlier today on the game, that trailer earlier today.
That was like how many years ago? That was that the Xbox reveal
20,
or the Xbox
20,
gameplay
2019?
2020 when they're like
2020
when it was the
That's what it
gameplay and there was no gameplay other than I don't know if
Yeah.
Halo I think was the only one. Yeah,
Yep.
Halo Fable showing up alone secures them a good show if it looks good. I mean, you can't just
Yeah.
No. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that, Mahal. No. It's gonna take more than Fable. It's gonna take more than Fable.
And I love how I guess you can go by the studio's track record and stuff, but Avowed, that could be a real time. That could be like a Diablo style game, even though they showed a first person perspective. That could end up being like a Diablo style dungeon crawler, top down, isometric. You don't know.
It could end up being not good.
Yeah.
You never know. Now, I don't know if you guys know or heard the details about we just talked about it. Redfall. And
them doing
it makes so much sense to why that game is trash. Apparently, what's the studio? They were forced into it, a la fuck is the game called? 76.
Fallout.
Fallout. Yeah, they were forced into making a gas type of game, a la Fallout 76, by Bethesda, corporate, and they didn't want to do it, and so Redfall started off as that, which makes a lot of sense, and then they slowly started taking that right. They slowly started taking that shit out, and then became just kind of a co-op shooter. But none of this team really had their heart into it. A lot of people left the studio, and they were hoping once Microsoft acquired them, they would cancel it, because they canceled the PS5 version. They were hoping they just canceled the whole game, because nobody's heart was in that game that was making it.
So that might be a situation where the executives made decisions, and the people working on the game are like, why are they pushing this game? Like,
but Microsoft, they wanted to be like hands off. They didn't want to say they didn't want to buy a company and say, hey, your game's fucked. Fuck that game. They didn't want to buy the company and say, we're canceling all this shit you've been working on for 2-3 years. So they just had a hands-off kind of approach to it, which
but they were promoting it, and it must have been the people working at it. And like, why do they keep showing this like one of the big the big games?
So it was a kind of confused situation, I would say, but it makes a lot of sense, because this game it's one thing for the game not to be fun or not to be a good game, but it has so many technical problems.
You know what it reminds me of is that Gollum game. Looks like no one gave a shit. Have you seen Donkey's video on that?
Oh my god!
One of the best videos I've seen all year. Of course, I've seen that video.
That looks like Redfall is further along than that, but it's in the same. In my opinion, it's in the same vein of a game that just didn't look finished and didn't look like anybody cared about what they're working on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nobody cared about that fucking game. That game looks terrible.
It looks worse than it did when they revealed it. Unless that was probably just CG back when.
Well, I don't know if they showed gameplay, but it looks fine in screenshots.
I don't know.
I think it does. I think
Gollum looks terrible.
And you got to remember, they showed it before the PS5 was out, right? That was like, this is what it was kind of like, what's that game? Story of Seasons? Remember that shit?
Yeah. That never came out either. That was the
Never
Wii U.
came.
Remember? That was, or was that Switch?
No,
That
it
was
was Switch.
That
It was
showed the
Switch.
power of the
It's
Switch.
the
remember?
first Switch game.
That looks
showing
better than
power
the
of
Zelda game. That looks better than Breath of the Wild. Level-headed gamer quote. 2000 era, 2015 probably 16.
That game looks great,
Fucking
man.
savage, Jesus Christ.
That game looked like trash.
It never looked great to me, but
No.
okay. And it never was a game, apparently. So it works out.
You know what game we're talking about? Sandstorm.
What game?
Story of Seasons. Is that what it's called?
It was
Yeah.
like one of the first games that tied to the NX.
It was like hyper
It was just like a
realistic.
generic looking Unreal with a kid and a dog and like
Like
a
a kid and his
lighthouse.
dog running around in the field.
Oh yeah.
And you got
It was like one of the
guys,
first games
Yeah.
that were Switch game play. You know?
level-headed
I do
gamer said it
remember
looked
this.
better than Breath of the Wild or the Zelda U, whatever it was called at that time. Like, get the hell out of here, dude. Like,
And I saw it, and it reminded me of what was it called? Eternal Darkness. The
Oh yeah. The
What was that game
spiritual
called?
successor,
something of the Shadow
yeah, Shadow of
Darkness, something
Shadow
like
of
that. You know what I'm
Darkness,
talking
it
about?
wasn't Story
That
of
was
Seasons,
Shadow
but
of the
that's a real
Eternals.
game.
That's what it is.
Like Shadow of the Eternals. This is Wii U game. Get that shit out. It ain't no Wii U gameplay. They were trying to get Wii U guys who were disgruntled about third parties leaving. Hey guys, we got a game for you right here. Shadow of the Eternal. You remember Eternal Darkness, don't you, from
Mhm.
GameCube?
Yeah,
That whole thing was a scam. I'm glad nobody fell for it.
So there is a Story of Seasons. It's a farming game.
Yeah, I was just trying to
Okay,
look it
yeah.
up. Like,
Story of Seasons, I thought was that farming game that was made by the what's that farming sim game?
Room Factory?
No.
Oh,
So I wonder what that other game was called. I'd love to
starts
see
Oh,
with
that.
I know what you're talking about. Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon, made by the Harvest Moon guys. That's Story of Seasons, right?
Yeah.
It looks like it,
So
yeah.
this game is something else. It sounds like Story of Seasons, but it's not
I
Story of
thought the
Seasons.
name I would
obviously.
never be able to figure out to find the
Yeah, I'll
trailer.
never.
Yeah.
Robert probably remember it.
I feel like Story of something was in the title.
Yeah, it's something along those lines, but it's not exactly that. But we all know what we're talking about here.
Yeah, I just
what
I'd
was
love
it?
to
Was
watch
that
that trailer.
2017? 2017?
It was
2016?
No, it's
2016, probably.
2016 or
Yeah, it was 2016 because it was before the console came out.
Yeah.
Okay.
how would you even search for that?
I would put Story of Switch maybe in your title.
No, do NX because we didn't know it was
Oh,
called
yeah.
Switch yet.
I tried NX. It didn't really work.
Fuck.
Like, how does NX not work?
Nintendo NX.
They just scrubbed it all to fucking say.
Right.
Switch
It never
and it's-
happened. It never
Yeah.
happened. We're going through the Mandela.
Yeah, that's
effect.
why it's NX. Never happened.
Yeah, somebody in the chat, everybody know what we're
we
talking
nixed
about?
it.
You know what it is?
I think
don't-
Seasons might have been in. I don't know about Story. I feel like
Maybe it wasn't Story. Maybe it was the Seasons that was in it. Seasons of something. I don't know.
season of some. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I think
This
that's
is
more.
all. I don't put this in context. This is all for an effort to find a game that looked like ass.
That doesn't even exist.
That doesn't even exist. And why do we do it? And to rag on it. Fuck them.
Seasons, not Story of Seasons.
5 NX games fans want. Oh.
Season of Heaven.
Seasons of Heaven.
Seasons of Heaven. There it is. Yep, I
see.
see it. I thought this game looked pretty good,
But
but
Nintendo just announced some
not
some
polished.
new NES, Super NES, and Game Boy games.
December
did they?
20th. December 20th,
Harvest
2016.
Moon.
Oh, let me-
I think Harvest Moon's one of them.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
We were just
Oh.
talking about it. The new Harvest Moons
All
look
right.
terrible though.
6 years ago,
They-
Seasons of
They did look
Heaven.
rough.
Yep. Run
This
it.
looks
run
better
it.
than Breath of the Wild. I'm gonna share it.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Throwback.
I'm sure it's
This is a
aged
throwback.
nicely.
Yeah, there's that one shot in the
World
forest
premiere.
with some lighting coming through. Yeah, that looked kind of cool, but Unreal Engine
UE
4, baby.
UE4.
This was so fake. I mean, like I said, there wasn't even a game. This was IGN
This-
showing it. Any
This is
art
like that
production.
bullshit that was on PS5. It was an app, and it was like a short gameplay clip, and it
Look at that
was
text.
that?
Look at that. Somebody.
Oh
pulled-
my god.
It's all jittery. Well, it's smooth on my screen. It's jittery in the stream.
yeah, it's smooth.
Looks better than Zelda.
I mean, it does.
It's a game that I would want to play right now.
Look at
I'd
it.
put
Actually,
down
looks like
Zelda for it.
Sonic Frontiers a little bit
Oh,
there.
Frontier.
I mean, if this was actually the Switch can't run games that look like this
and
Not-
make them actually look
at
that
any
good.
decent resolution and frame rate. So I
Hey,
mean,
look at those
if-
trees flapping in the wind. That shit
if-
ain't happening on Switch.
this looks rough. This little Chinese or
Yo, that
Japanese
looks rough
house.
as fuck.
Yeah,
That-
that cave
That looks
looks.
mediocre.
yeah.
It looks like
But
I
that
mean,
going through
it
the
looks like-
forest there's no way that was. I mean, this looks like Ghost of Tsushima kind of like on a smaller scale, but. And then look at that dog.
Oh boy, that dog.
Yeah, this is not running on Switch.
No
that
way.
that looks the first shot, no way. But the boy when they're
Yeah.
revolving, let's go
I
back.
hate the way this boy and dog
And look at the cloud
Yeah,
covering.
this looks like
the-
Ghost of Tsushima level fucking visuals, and then it switches to the.
and to render
and
that
then this
far
looks
into the
like-
distance.
Is there an enemy
Oh,
anywhere in
God.
sight? Is there
This looks better
A
than Breath of the Wild. Look
puzzle?
at this.
is there a puzzle anywhere? Any kind of objective other than this guy and his dog running through jitterily
This-
through the woods?
This is so obviously running on
Oh,
PC.
What is he?
too.
What is he hiding from? I don't see anything over there.
No,
Why is he on that wall, hiding and doing stealth stuff?
I remember seeing the animations. I'm like, yeah, this does not look good. Look at this dog moving.
that dog animation. It was just terrible.
So there are some shots that definitely look impressive from a visual standpoint, and
Yeah,
the Switch wouldn't be able to run
I
it.
still haven't seen a game yet. I just he's.
And then there's some shit like this that looks.
Oh, look at the blinking towers.
What was
What's-
that other game that indie game with cell shaded, kind of like a Zelda style game that was rough?
Something is inside. Looks like a message.
I don't remember this much footage, to be honest.
Yeah, this is a lot more than I remember.
Now you gotta fuck. That looks
Oh, we're
trash.
paragliding.
Oh my god.
Oh, we're running through Bluey Canyon.
We got
Oh,
shadows. There's something.
Oh.
I don't remember
no,
half
no.
of this, to be honest.
I don't
Yeah, I
remember
don't
that
either.
enemy.
This is a lot. This is way more.
I don't remember the enemy. Oh, he's running from the enemy. It's so dark I can't see shit.
Oh, there's some giant balls.
Is this the depths? Is this the depths? And
What the hell? I don't remember that. I thought it was like the first, just the opening. And that's
Yeah,
all
this
you
is
got.
way more than I originally remember.
What the? That looks so bad.
What
Why is there
is he
only one
doing?
string attached?
What is he doing?
What
Oh
is
my
that?
god, what the
What is
fuck?
Look at the dog. Look
I
at the
don't
dog.
remember this
can't
at all.
believe-
I remember everything else.
Yeah, I can't believe this didn't release. This looks amazing. Maybe it came out on PC or something.
There's no way it came out on fucking.
Nah.
It came out. It
They
just came out
haven't
of
come out.
nothing. It was
Why is he
canceled.
walking like that?
Because
Because his animations are bad.
it's
They
like a tech
I feel
demo.
I
They
feel like
keep-
they stole assets.
What
and
is
then
They
with
keep-
that?
They keep showing that floating shit. It was terrible. It looks terrible.
That field actually, there's some shots there that actually looked cool, like impressive. But
Why is half the text
Coming
one
for
font
Nintendo
one-
Switch.
That was terrible. Coming for.
Any Arts is the name of the company.
Coming
that-
for Nintendo Switch.
Well, yeah. Who made that?
That's it.
Who's the company that was
Tech,
making that?
Spawnwave did an analysis of it. It's
Oh, did he?
weaker than we thought. Actually, I would have thought it looked stronger based on that.
Oh, that looks
This
like
was back
free
when
gym,
they thought it was going to be like
uh,
PS4 level.
free gym
PS4
rat
Pro.
spawn wave.
Yeah, that's when he had his old background.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been nothing since then.
Of course
Yeah,
not.
it's like absolute. I'm trying to find news on it. It's absolutely silent.
I'm sure they canceled it, but
Yeah, it said it was canceled. I'm pretty sure I remember them
Well,
saying
it's probably beyond canceled. The studio part don't even exist anymore.
I thought this
Yeah.
was RGT. There's some caffeine and councils. It's not RG. That's rough.
What?
Anyway,
he's not a Nintendo YouTuber.
He's not a well.
introducing
Well, that's what
Apple
he's that's his
Vision
little
Pro.
shtick now. He says.
I haven't watched this yet.
Wait, what is this?
Apple Vision, the new
Oh,
goggles
that.
from
The
Apple.
future. It's the future.
They look cool as shit. I was,
Yeah, it does.
it.
I'm telling you, Ready
But
Player One.
goddamn, I can't pay that shit. I can't pay it. Am I really gonna do this stuff? Probably.
Yeah, augmented reality. You know how it goes.
It's
X
cooler
member
than
Halo
virtual.
Lens. Where'd that? What happened to that? Halo Lens and the cloud just.
Yeah, Halo Lens. Microsoft don't release shit they put out, man.
Yeah.
Oh
You
no,
know, Apple-
they'll can Halo Lens,
Man,
but they'll put out fucking what was it called? The view or use. What the fuck
This
is
is gonna
that
make
phone?
watching pornography a lot easier.
Or
So
harder.
well, all the money you're spending to watch, you better do everything.
'Cause that's
I
what
mean,
everybody's
it
gonna
does
do.
a lot. It
I want
does
it
a
to be
lot.
like it's like I don't know how it's
You
gonna
can do
work.
you can do the whole and it like
You
be
know
your
what
whole
this could do? Like you won't need a TV, honestly.
No, you
no
won't.
You could feel like you
no
have a 100-inch screen in your living room if this
Yeah.
works the way
yeah
like that right there.
yeah.
But you got to spend a lot of money and wear that thing on your
There's
head.
already glasses that do that. That will hook up to your Switch and do that.
It'd be
You
cheaper
do
to
all-
buy like a 90-inch TLC or TCL TV probably.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe
This
not
thing's-
cheaper, it'd be about the same price, but let's see what
They do
else.
the
Come on,
whole-
show me something
They
else.
do the panoramic. They do the panoramic.
I need
thing,
something more
but-
than just looking at photos and
Look
and
how
watching.
fancy this is.
It's a computer. What do you want it to do?
Yeah, it's a computer. It's literally.
I
a
was
computer.
hoping you'd be like turn your
Computer on
living
your
room
face.
into like a freaking 3D world, like an interactive
Uh,
world.
Kind
You're
of.
already in the world.
It
man.
kind of does that. That they did
Yeah.
something with Disney. They announced something with Disney with doing like background, changing your background so it.
$3,500, 2-hour
Just so you
battery.
can basically, so you're not looking at your iPhone.
How do you
Yeah.
know it's a 2-hour battery? You just making that shit up, Mohammed? Because that's one thing Microsoft that Macintosh, Apple is really good at is the battery life on their products.
And you know they're gonna stick by it.
Yeah.
See, that's complete bullshit. Like how it'd be cool if it could turn your space into.
That's what they made it seem like when they
So
were
how you
talking
gonna-
about
how's
the Disney
PlayStation
portion.
Gonna get how's the video gonna go?
Bluetooth.
Bro, I
Wouldn't that
just
lag?
told you.
Oh,
It's
is
a
it?
it's a Mac. It's a Mac literally
Yeah.
in this.
Is
I
it
just
plug-
told
what's
you
in their
they make
pocket?
glasses that do that already. That just do that.
Mm.
They-
What's-
Basically, put a screen on your wall.
See, what I'm thinking is that cord going in her pocket must be the iPhone, must connect to the
They're a
iPhone.
lot
No,
cheaper.
it's like a small. I want to say like a portable battery almost. They didn't want to put the battery in the headset, so it
Mm.
was heavy. So instead, they put it on.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
Right now, this is just like
Oh, mega niche
looking
product.
looking at your phone instead of looking at your screen. You can just use your apps
Yeah,
and stuff.
But you don't understand
Pretty
the
much,
power of
but-
Macintosh to Apple seeds. We want this. We all
Yeah.
want this now.
Yeah,
I mean, it'd
the
be cool
FaceTime-
for video conferencing, but how do they see you?
They talk about that. They do an augmented reality of your face and like you're like full. What's the movie that Rob loves?
Paddington?
What's her name? No. What's her name? The cyborg girl.
Oh, Alita.
Alita.
Oh, Rob. I was thinking Robert.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
It like you gotta like hold the camera up to your face and then it like takes your facials and everything and then from that point on they see like an AI version of
Oh yeah, for
You
video
talking to
or
them.
photograph editing, that's kind of cool if that works like that. But she's still using a computer. It's not like it's.
Yeah, it's not gonna be. It's not all in the freaking headset because then the headset would be 20 times
Mhm.
heavier.
Hey, that would be pretty interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
So this is what I was talking about. If they do it, if she does like the actual watching, it like
See, like this doesn't look anything like what HoloLens was promising, like turn your living room into like an interactive experience.
Yeah. Where's HoloLens?
This is just like replaces a monitor basically, and just
I think so.
No, you
but
are the monitor.
I think so, I think it's gonna do more cool stuff. I just
Yeah.
think conceptually, right now they don't want to overwhelm people with,
Hmm.
oh man, because I think that's the problem with some of this stuff, virtual reality and augmented reality. It's just like that just seems too crazy for me.
I
I
want
don't need
aliens
that.
busting through my wall that I have to shoot and stuff. Like that would be.
they said you can watch
I
the
think you'll
3D
eventually
movies
get
like
that. I think you
They
will
said-
get that.
So if you had any 3D movies, they said you can watch the 3D movies and have it actually fully interactive.
Fucking
Or-
Face Raiders did that shit on the 3DS,
That's-
yo.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why this is what I expected. Next time I saw AR, I was expecting it to take that to the next level.
I think they're because that's the Apple way. I think they're presenting it really simply.
Look how comfy it is,
Technology.
yo. It's so comfy.
Oh, there's the pixels. There's the RGB grid.
Oh
It's
god.
missing the sub-pixel though.
I thought they were watching Attack of the Clones.
No, that's what your TV screen looks like under
No,
Microsoft.
I thought that was the library scene with the
Mhm.
old lady.
That's that looks like the
The
show
Dune?
that I watched.
Can it turn
no,
like?
no, it's what was the other show that I was telling you I
Vikings?
was
Is that,
watching?
what the hell is that?
Oh, this is
man.
this is the Apple TV show, Apple Plus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's supposed to be like the equivalent of Expanse.
It's got more money and probably more promotion, but I haven't heard anybody talk about the actual show.
I like it.
Because it's on
But
Apple
I'm only
TV.
on the third. I'm
Nobody
only on the
talk-
third episode, so
Nobody talks about anything on Apple TV. Apple TV has great fucking programming, but for whatever reasons, it's not
nobody watches it
tracking.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's that's the problem with competing streaming services. It's just
that's true.
there's going to be a top dog, maybe a top couple, and then everything else is going to be behind. That's why that's kind of I think
But
Microsoft.
as long as it's sustainable, I think it is. Or Microsoft. I keep saying Microsoft. Or Apple wouldn't be doing it. I think it's those shows and stuff are sustainable, but it sucks that they don't get as much love as they probably deserve.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything worth even like a $500 purchase with this so far. The function.
Yeah, it's mostly the expenses. And the
I just pre-ordered it.
No, you didn't.
Wait, seriously?
technology.
Oh, what?
I
I'm
need
an
some
Apple
Ready
seed,
Player
man.
One shit. I want to be run down the streets like with holding a gun like a Master Chief.
Give it time. Somebody will do
I
it.
think that's
Temporary
going to happen.
blocked.
Right.
Detected
Yeah.
copyrighted audio. Wasn't even playing the audio.
Wait, what?
What?
It's saying it's been blocked because of copyrighted audio. I didn't have audio. I had
We didn't
it
even
muted.
have any audio. What the fuck?
It's because they saw
Wow.
the
Oh my god.
RIP Apple got them. Is the podcast over? What a fucking! I would have never thought showing.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
Are you blocked?
Yeah, it says stream suspended for policy violations.
Good God.
There wasn't any audio. It was fucking muted. That'll be an easy one to fight.
Wow.
See, they just saw it. The algorithm or whatever the auto thing saw the footage probably.
Yep.
Yeah, I had it
Oh,
muted
no.
the whole time. Never once did I have it unmuted.
That's crazy. I didn't think we could.
And why would
that's-
it matter? It's just showing their promo. Like it's promotion.
I didn't know they
So
would
stupid.
I didn't know they would cut the stream immediately.
I wonder what song it used that it thought.
Somebody must have been watching your stuff real hard.
Yeah, because it's muted. I just opened a new one and it's.
That's
it was,
kind-
I
that's-
never had it.
that's-
It was muted before. It was muted for the Street Fighter stuff. Huh.
Wow.
Well, might as well end the stream.
Well,
What
I
happens
mean,
when
they
you-
can't. They
What happens when you
can't see her.
deviate from video games?
I was about to say they can't see or hear us anyway. So
I
thank you
thought
and good
maybe
night.
it would come back.
Right.
Nah.
Oh,
Usually when
what
YouTube,
Go ahead.
usually when YouTube does that kind of shit, it's over.
Yeah.
We shut. It's like the bouncer at 2:00. We shutting it down.
I
Bro,
came
man,
back.
I
I
just-
came right back though, so I don't
Be
know.
like, man, let me get one more drink. Get out of here.
I got hit for singing a song, partially singing a song. They dropped my stream, but I was able to get right back in.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I
Oh.
wonder what song played during that.
Gee, your voice is
There was
immaculate. You
nothing-
gotta watch yourself, bro.
There
That
wasn't.
wasn't
There
even
wasn't a
close to the
song in
actual
there.
song.
Not that I remember.
'Cause
Nothing special.
Where's my history? I hate when you have
Y'all didn't know T
Can somebody-
been singing for years, man.
Somebody, I have actually. So can somebody please
I
come
know you have.
along
You fucking
and
Physically there. Right back.
somebody come along and actually
You can
be
bring in
competition.
It doesn't
change,
have
so
fucking-
you can
It's not
To
a song.
wrap
It's just a
around-
narration the whole time.
Apple Vision Pro also
but I don't think
features
it
Yeah,
was
that's what I
song.
thought. Like I don't remember.
I
a
think
song
Apple was
at
just
all.
like
the
Apple was
claims
just
are
like-
audio.
String is no longer being blocked. Fucking bullshit.
Yeah. It'll drop you, but you can get back in. You can get
I
right
we're
back.
bet
back.
you.
We're back.
I bet you. The whole podcast will be claimed for that. There was no audio. Like I guess if it's been recording. Somebody open it up, see if it's current or if it's like where it first stopped. If it's, let me hit play.
Oh, you
I'm
mean if I
fine.
like try to
I
go
got it
back?
on live, so
It'll let you go back and see it.
Yeah, it's picked up right where.
Yeah, it just picks you right back up.
But if I'm watching the stream and I rewound, I can watch. Let's see what happens after. Yeah, it's muted for
crazy.
sure. Photograph editing, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
It
there was
does-
no audio.
But she's still
Yeah.
using her computer. So yeah, guys, if those that are still here, yeah, it said it was
Yeah, it's not gonna be
copyright claim for
it's
audio,
not
even
all
though I
in
had
the
it muted.
headset, because then the headset would be 28 times.
that's crazy.
Fuck you, Apple.
Apparently,
Yeah, it says
apparently
stream
T-
unavailable.
Leave it to Apple.
apparently T sounds like Apple, bro. I done told him about this ventriloquist shit.
They should be
This
they
is-
should be
I'm
hoping
This is fucking trouble.
they
I
should
sound like Tim Cook. Yeah, so that's the problem.
they should hope everybody is showing that, trying to promote it for them, because no one's gonna buy
Yeah,
that shit.
$3,500 is a lot of money, even for a full Mac. Like that's
So yeah, it
but-
just resumed
but
as soon as
Apple-
it came back.
Apple
So
don't need nobody's promotion. just all they gotta do is put that shit out on my laptop, and when I turn my laptop on, hey, because I already got hit with the
right.
message
I was gonna say I got the message too. Hey, by the way,
introducing the new blah blah blah. I already got
that's the shit that pissed me off. Just like the Mario movie, we played the trailer while we were during the whole podcast. Not that the videos don't make any money. Like, I mean, you're talking pennies. But the fact that Universal and Nintendo copyright claimed the video because we reacted to the trailer, that how many reaction channels reacted to it? 100.
My thing is, why fucking copyright claim any trailer?
It's
Bitch,
a fucking
it's a
trailer.
commercial.
Right,
It's
right.
it's literally a commercial. Why would you copyright that?
And it was
It makes no sense.
It was like
It makes
4
no-
minutes. I think the window they said it was blocked, or the claim was 4. It was less than 4. It was like 3 minutes and something. And I said
Yeah.
it's a 2-hour and 20-minute podcast. I had the trailer muted or up in the window with the rest of us on screen, custom background. I changed it enough, and it said nope, denied. I'm like,
Well, yeah. Excuse me. That shit happened to me way years ago when I did the Star Fox documentary I did, and I included like that little clip of Miyamoto, like when he had like a blurred screen. He was showing the game or whatever, which you couldn't see. It was blurred out. I don't know if you guys remember that before Star Fox Zero came out, and my
Yeah, I remember.
entire fucking documentary didn't matter. That little clip, that little 4-second clip, meant that I couldn't monetize my fucking video. I was like, this is some
that's so
bullshit.
stupid. And I guess Alana broke. She talked about Tears of the Kingdom before she didn't read the details of the embargo.
NDA? Oh.
And I guess her channel, she just kind of brushed it off as like, yeah, Nintendo took down my channel for a week, and then made one little comment about maybe she didn't read the embargo and kind of tried to blame Nintendo, but didn't like fully commit to blaming Nintendo. But she's like, I'm back now, and I'm gonna finally react to the Tears of the Kingdom final reveal trailer. And I'm like, you just said it in a way that almost sounded like Nintendo took you down for no reason, and then you kind of slipped in that you broke the embargo. Somebody said, or maybe it was somebody in the comments.
It's
And-
not their fault. It's not my fault, but it's really not my fault.
Yeah. It's like, and then she reacts
Really?
to the trailer and like, oh, I'm a longtime Zelda fan. I love Zelda, this, and this. And then she has no reaction to like the music when Link's skydiving, you hit the main
Yeah.
theme. Zero reaction to it. I'm like, huh, you're the longtime Zelda fan and that didn't hit you at all? Get the fuck
You
out
know
of
these
here.
people are all frauds. Everybody's a fraud now.
And now
You
like,
get rewarded for being a fraud on YouTube. Don't you understand?
and
You
then
get
she
rewarded.
turned
Very
into
true. Very
her
true.
videos were reacting to
Called playing the game.
the craziest
Yeah.
the craziest things people were making in Tears of the Kingdom. She's not playing the game. She's making a video watching what do you call it? Montage of all these wacky things people have created, and you're not too busy playing the game. This longtime Zelda fan, you're watching other people's creations. Like,
Man, she's
Get
been
the
on that
fuck outta
Sony
here.
dick for a minute, bro.
you're so.
She
so
works with Sony,
fake.
right?
She goes, they'll never forget this. This is going to be a little Alana rant. She was playing Kirby in the
Please
Forgotten
yourself,
Kingdom
boys.
or whatever.
Forgotten Land.
Forgotten Land. She's
Get it
playing
right,
the
buddy.
game. She goes, I don't know why people don't accuse me of being a Nintendo lover, or whatever the phrase. It wasn't lover, but something, a word that similar, had the same meaning. I don't know why. I think people would accuse me of it all the time. And she goes, I love Kirby. I love this game. Kirby, I don't remember what it's called. She's playing it. And she didn't remember what it was
It's
called.
Hit the home button.
And she was wondering why people don't call her like a Nintendo homie or homebot or whatever. What's the phrase I'm looking for? Like somebody that like
Nintendo?
A
no,
Nintendo
but
drone?
somebody that just like
Fanboy or fangirl?
kind of like a fanboy, but some other term she was using. And I'm like, why would we call you that? You don't even know the name of the Kirby game you're playing that you got for free because she said somebody gave it to her.
You could have pretended to accidentally hit the home button, got
Yeah.
the name, came back, and been like, "Yeah, I love this game, Kirby in the Forgotten Wilderness." It's so
Forgotten
funny.
Wilderness, bro. What the
It's
fuck?
like no wonder no one ever accuses you because all you work for Sony and you only talk about Nintendo like occasionally as like a third thing. Like
It has to be like
What's
major.
not-
Here's
it
my
has to be
biggest
major
question.
IPs.
Here's my bigger question: Why you even care? Like, why does she even?
she
care?
was just like kind of like I don't know why no one's ever accused me of being like a Nintendo fangirl or whatever whatever she said.
I'm like, because you play more
Was she
Sony
not
shit.
on NBC? Was she not?
She was.
That's
she?
why.
yeah, she was
I
on
feel like,
NBC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was.
That's why. That's
I
That's
don't
why.
why.
Because any video I've ever watched
there-
of her,
because everybody on that shit is a fraud. Everybody.
she never talks about Nintendo ever unless it's like directly related to the video.
What's his name? The guy who hosts it. He's my age, and he couldn't tell you half the shit about N64 games. I'm like, that is your era. You should know N64.
Nah, man,
he's-
he's the same guy. He's the same guy who Juice really hates. He's like, oh, have you? I'm really excited about this new game.
Yeah,
Have you?
yeah.
have you
He
played
does
the
that
original?
shit all the
is that?
time.
No,
Brian?
no,
What
no,
is
no,
his
I
name?
haven't finished. Yeah.
What is his name?
Brian
No, it's
Altano?
not Brian. No, it's not Brian.
No. It's a skinny dude, and he lives over here by me in
Yeah.
Maine. He was in Maine.
Yeah,
I don't know
Yeah.
who you're
yeah.
talking about.
Fuck is his name? I can't remember his name.
He calls them Super Nintendos now.
Yeah, he calls every Super Nintendos. Hey,
Last
Super
time I
Nintendos,
watched
it's
that
me.
show, it was just Pierre and
Hold on,
Brian
let me-
Altano and
What's his name?
Nah, it's
I gotta find him.
been a while then.
He's so
Yeah, 'cause
fucking
he's-
corny.
Yeah, he's like, oh, now I gotta finish this game because I'm so excited about the new one.
hmm
I'm like,
I hate that.
oh,
I
yeah.
did- Not Zach
Kyle?
Ryan.
Kyle
No, not Zach
Bossman?
Ryan.
No.
What's his fucking name?
No.
Man, I can't wait to play fucking Hades 2. Looks so
Not Ryan
good.
Altano.
I'm
They
so
don't even
ex-
have his name on here. What the fuck?
I'm so excited for Hades 2, man. I can't
Yeah.
wait to play that.
It's Seth Macy. That's
Seth
what it is.
Macy. Yes.
I never heard that name.
Seth Macy.
Yeah.
This dude is such a clown. He's such a clown, bro. Like,
Anyway,
how
we're
do
up.
you not know these things?
Sorry for that cutout, but we gotta get out of here. My cat is just going
Oh
nuts.
shit, it's
for-
9:26.
Feed the
So,
kitty.
So
Feed
thanks
the
everybody for
kitty,
tuning
man.
in. I don't expect to
Seth
have
Macy's a fraud. NBC's some bullshit. Brian Altano is one of the biggest frauds on there.
I knew.
You know Muhammad's gonna be here.
wants to box that
Muhammad's
man
gonna be
real
here next
bad.
week saying A+ for Xbox Showcase, no matter what they
Now
show.
I have bullshit.
10 out of
Oh,
10.
they're gonna show Diablo 4. Don't forget about that.
No matter
Jose
what they
Otero
show.
got really mad at me. I called him a fraud. He got real mad at me. He says he's a very nice man. He's a very nice guy.
Oh my goodness.
We'll get out of
wanna
here,
talk
guys.
about-
Thanks. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace.
Sit your happy ass down, T. Jesus Christ.
Jose
just-
works.